him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
And the city of Miami goes crazy.
It was last night.
Oh, they really, they really kept things interesting, didn't they?
Boy, I got to say, for the Oilers, you'll just never be remembered for this season. I mean, oh, great. Yeah, you'll be in the record books.
You almost came back.
You'll be in the record books because you brought it back from 3-0. But at the end of the day, it'll be, you almost came back.
You lose, sir.
And there'll be one Stanley Cup champion.
It's actually a little bit of revenge, because the women's IIHF tournament ended with the Canadian women beating our USA women, so we got a little revenge here last night.
So also, it was interesting to see that the Herkimer 9, the Herkimer Originals, are playing in the basketball tournament, TBT. And it's interesting, Boeheim's Army is not. What do you know, Davey? Let me hear what you have to say.
Step up to the mic here.
I really don't know anything about it, but I know that they...
Well, you're where I am usually most of the morning. So
all the games are going to be on FS1, FS2, so you can see the Herkimer Originals.
Is it every game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it'll be cool. They're going to be doing a whole Lambert Will uniform, and it's going to be a very cool promotion. And, of course, Lambert Will is now in the New York State Sports Hall of Fame as the inventor of the game of basketball.
Which is huge, and that's what Scott and his gang have been trying to accomplish for quite some time.
It is. I was at Herkimer Diamonds, we'll talk about that, where there's going to be a watch party on Wednesday when they announce the seating.
To get back to Boeheim's Army real quick, Ryan Blackwell was the head coach there for a little while on that team, but he since went and joined GMAC down at Siena. So maybe that was the factor of them not playing.
I heard that they were, Syracuse.com had a story that they're now questioning the future of Boeheim's Army.
Oh, okay.
And, this is a team, though, that won in 2021.
Right.
Won the $1 million. So, and it consists of many college and in some cases with some NBA experience players, mostly who played at Syracuse at the time, mostly who played through Boeheim for the most part.
With a few exceptions.
A
couple people, like 1 year they had a player from Marquette.
Yeah. Which is why I said for the most part. Speaking, and so at Herkimer Diamonds, they'll be doing a brunch over there, I think, and
that's cool.
They'll be watching it as it all happens, and they'll find out where they're going to be. Now, the Herkimer team. This is they're in the ABA, which there are 160 ABA teams around the country. So it's kind of semi-pro. And they're using, their team is going to be an all-star from the East and Central of the ABA, an all-star team that'll be competing. So there'll be some of the best players in the ABA that are going to be competing. However, I think last year there were some 70-plus former, or at least players, some 70-plus players who had NBA experience playing in this tournament for, winner takes all, Davey, $1 million.
$1 million.
It's a great tournament to watch.
Where do they play the games out of?
Well, last year they played at OCC, and I had a chance to go and watch one of the games.
I think are they all being played in one place this year, or are they all over the place?
Well, in previous years, it's been all over the place.
All right, we'll find out. At least the final, maybe the Elite Eight, or I don't know what, is going to be played. I forgot where, but I was looking at it yesterday. Anyway, that's pretty big. The NHL. So the NHL done. The AHL, Hershey wins.
They did win.
I think that's. Look it up. I think that's the case. I
if
think
it
that's
is,
over.
that means it's back-to-back years for Hershey.
Look that up and double check on that, would you? I'm pretty sure. Sometimes I'm dreaming stuff.
Dreaming.
Dream it right up. Last night, or I should say this morning, with Dr. Renee Shavat at Herkimer Diamonds, coming live to the world, live from Herkimer Diamond Mines, and selling jewelry made with Herkimer Diamonds, selling it around the world. They were on in prime time in California, and then, of course, they'll be back on today at 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And I work along with Renee to facilitate those broadcasts. I am not on TV, so don't go looking for me.
You're behind the TV.
Although there is one ring that actually, when you turn it to the sun a little bit, there is a hologram of my face inside the Herkimer Diamond. And you know what's weird?
That's extremely valuable.
It's been there for 500 million years. Isn't that incredible?
It's like they knew you were coming.
Yeah. So there you go. 500 million years. What else do we? And as I said, today at 1 o'clock, not QVC, but Home Shopping Network, and tonight at 8 o'clock. In this case, we do the broadcast from outside in the mines. So you're right out there in the rocks.
Is it cold there?
Huh?
Is it cold in the mines? Or?
Well, with mining for Herkimer Diamonds, it's surface mining, so you don't go into a cave.
Okay.
All right.
And you are correct on the Hershey Bears, Bill.
Yeah, so they won last night, and apparently there was this accident that happened in New Hartford. Boy, doesn't it show you? Now, I'm going to tell you, as I was driving back from Herkimer Diamonds at 2:10 this morning.
Yeah.
I'm literally wide awake, which is odd for me in a car at night.
Yeah.
Because,
early in the morning.
And no caffeine, no.
That's impressive.
5-hour drink it up, you're wide awake. Isn't that what they call it? But I am looking for deer, and they're out there.
Yes, they are.
Waiting to jump in front of you and ruin the body of your car. So
it's all part of the insurance.
I'm going to tell you something, though. I'm going to tell you. I do think that all of these deer are paid and trained by Geico.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I will tell you that I didn't see a single, and I'm driving with two hands on the wheel, waiting, brake ready to go, and I didn't see a single deer.
That is
which
rare.
is you know why?
Rare.
Because of the time of year it is. They're still really the deer. Wait till they're all grown up and start wandering a little bit. And we're out of the spring now, so the heat season, if you will, is over. So I didn't see a single one, but man. You see along the road, you see those the skid marks in the road. You know what that is? They're slamming their brake on because they see a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
but yeah, that accident.
The accident occurred in New Hartford. Doesn't that show you though that you could be sitting at? I mean, here's this poor couple just sitting there at the stoplight.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you think everything's safe. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a vehicle, airborne pickup
literally
truck,
lands on your vehicle.
It's terrible.
So the Jaws of Life and Mercy Flight had to be used in this accident. The Jaws of Life to extricate a couple that was driving in the SUV that was struck on Middle Settlement Road. The cause of the investigation still being investigated at this time, but the vehicle being driven by 52-year-old, and it wasn't just a car, it was a pickup truck. Imagine that, flying through the air.
Well, and that doesn't even mean, I don't know if you saw the pictures.
Yeah.
It was a mid-sized to larger pickup truck.
Yeah, GMC Sierra is not small. You can see the photo and the full story on our website. 52-year-old Todd Manilescu veered from his westbound lane at Seneca Turnpike, struck an embankment when airborne, landed on the vehicle being driven by 85-year-old Victor Peperata. He and his wife were extricated from their vehicle via jaws of life. He was sent via Mercy flight to Upstate Hospital. She was sent to Wynn Hospital. At this time, I believe, they're still being treated, and the investigation is still underway. What caused him to veer?
It does make you just. I mean, this is in downtown, right? This is not where you'd expect to see such a brutal accident.
Yeah, this was right over by Big Apple Music. In fact, as it was happening,
it's busy over
Mark
there
Bolos
always.
had posted that he was witness to it and that there was a Mercy flight landing.
Wow.
Shortly, short
Mercy
distance
flight
from his store.
That Mercy flight is just incredible because we are at a disadvantage, right? When there's a serious injury, these are cases that end up having to be done.
Yes.
At a larger hospital. So the Mercy flight gets them to Albany or to Syracuse or Rochester or Buffalo. Anyway, it does really make you wonder a little bit, right? At any time, anything could happen. So you got to beware. YouTube is up and running. Thank you to Dave and Randy, engineers, who put that all together yesterday, and we appreciate it. And it's up and rolling. What else did I want to get into? We mentioned today we'll do Davey's free money question of the day. We will talk about that. I got to tell you something, too. I cannot believe that we went all of this time. I mean, how long have we been talking about the alleyway and Katie Aiello and her doing these ridiculous pop-up barbecues like, hey, I got to tell you, we're going to do a barbecue. We're going to do a barbecue between the two double yellow lines. So you're going to have to be right in the middle so nobody gets hit of a highway. Anybody could do something stupid like that. I just thought it was kind of ridiculous. However, the thing that does make me wonder, and it makes me wonder, Andrew, if you and I are asleep at the wheel. Mm-hmm. Like, have we just forgotten about the history of what we... Here we are talking about Katie Aiello and that stupid, ugly-looking alley, and not once did we play this song.
What is wrong with us?
Because this is like the music they must have been playing when they had that barbecue. Oh, this is fun, Bob.
Oh,
Katie, I think it's a lot of fun.
It's great to see you again.
Not once. Okay, YouTube will ding us. Tanya Powers is going to be talking about...
Michael Jackson, 15 years since he's passed away.
Really?
It's been 15 years.
We'll also talk about Primary Day coming up, but first, however...
And, I wanted to kind of tie in some of Tanya's other topics because she usually talks to us about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is Michael Jackson in it, or will he be? And the second is the National Toy Hall of Fame, and how many of those toys did Michael Jackson have in his Neverland Ranch?
Okay.
For the kids to play with.
And is Michael Jackson a toy? Because they may have made a doll.
They may have made an action figure.
Hello, Tanya J. Powers. Good morning. Sorry we're throwing things at you.
Yes.
This is just very rude.
She regrets this call immediately.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Y'all are actually one of my favorite people to talk to. Two of my favorite people to talk to every day. So I feel like I'm part of your show now because we've been doing this for so long.
You absolutely are.
100%.
Yes. And we appreciate it.
To answer your question, yes, Michael Jackson's in the Hall of Fame twice.
Oh, okay. For the Jackson 5, right? The Jackson 5.
And as a soloist, probably.
Jackson 5.
And you know what? Listen,
yeah, exactly.
I am really torn on Michael Jackson. Because I do think I tend to be a very pessimistic person at times. Like, if it looks like something, chances are, it is that.
Yeah, right.
And, all this stuff with little kids and stuff. But I do think there was I call it what you want. I think there was kind of a mental illness situation there where he needed to be with children. And I got to tell you, I don't believe it was necessarily sexual. However, the wine thing, there's just so much about that whole Michael Jackson stuff makes me really feel uncomfortable. But it should not prevent him from being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One of the greatest artists of all time.
Yeah, you're no doubt about it. He was called the King of Pop for a reason. He
Sorry. I couldn't
very
resist.
well done there with the notes. Yeah, I couldn't believe it had been 15 years. When I got this assignment, I was like, really? It's been 15 years? It has. It's been 15 years today. In 2009 is when we had gotten word that he had passed away, and just looking back over his career, like you said, there are a lot of artists that have been through some of the same legal issues, well, not same legal issues, but similar legal issues, whose music isn't played anymore.
Right, right.
They won't touch them. Literally, just will not play their music, and he has managed to kind of be one of the ones that, or one of the few that is not in that category. His music is still played. It is still, beloved.
Yeah, yeah.
That whatever that says about us as a whole.
Right.
That's kind of the way things are. His memorial service, was at the Staples Center. It was packed.
Mm-hmm.
It was, there were so many people, huge celebrities who were there to pay tribute to him and honor him. Mariah Carey sang, and Jennifer Hudson and Brooke Shields spoke, and Lionel Richie and Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant, whose own memorial would be in that same building about 11 years later. It was watched by 31 million people across, America, just America. That is not counting the people
right
who,
around the world
went online and streamed. Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah. A lot of people. It was a huge deal. I will also point out one more thing. There was another famous death that we learned about that day. Do you remember who it was?
Boy, because I was just going to tell you, I totally remember where I was when Michael Jackson died, and
of course, it was an overdose for some drug cocktail that he had. I think, right?
No, it was. I can't remember.
Well, that's how he died.
You got me, Tanya. I can't remember.
It was Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, poor Farrah.
Yeah,
that morning.
Struggling with cancer.
Morning, I think the news had broken earlier that morning, and then that afternoon is when we found out about him. Both of them passed away on the same day, and a lot of people don't remember that Farrah was also, had also been. We'd gotten the news about her too.
Yeah,
so it was
overshadowed. I got to tell you, we used to do an event here that, I don't know, 500 people or something would show up at the FX Mat Brewery, a beer brewery, every Thursday night. Saranac Thursdays, the Saranac beer brand, made here in Utica. And we were introducing, I believe it was, I forget the band that was playing, but we were introducing the band that night. And walking in, the alert just came over. And at that point, now we have cell phones, and we're starting to get stuff through cell. And I had learned that Michael Jackson had died, and I went up on stage. And I do regret this, but I had two young boys at the time. I really hated Michael Jackson at that time because all of that child stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And I might have said the pedophile is gone. And
Was it mixed reaction?
Mixed reaction. That was probably a moment I shouldn't have said what I said, but in my mind, I'm thinking of my kids, and but you cannot take away from him the oddness, Tanya, the uniqueness, but the unbelievable talent. Although I'm still angry that he stole the Beatles catalog from Paul McCartney.
Held it hostage.
Yeah. Other than that,
and the other thing too,
he was enormous. Tanya, you're right. He was enormous.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Well,
I got to run and do another station, guys, but feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
I thought you were on the show all morning. I can't even believe it.
Tell those other people to shove off.
Have a wonderful day.
You got this. You can handle the show.
All right, we're going to try.
Guys.
We can do it. I believe in myself.
Fine,
okay, thank
you. No, but
you're a good person. I think you can do it. I do think I can do it. That's a terrible version of that SNL character.
The other thing too was the trial and the aftermath of that.
I know.
With everything that went down with that. I had a friend of mine in high school who was such a avid Michael Jackson fan. He could do no wrong. I don't believe the verdict. I don't believe the trial. It's not, although I don't even remember if he was acquitted.
There were a lot of people that didn't believe it. And it just, you know what? It was just, first of all, shame on those parents. They're the ones that are like, oh, Michael, you want to go with, 8-year-old Macaulay? You want him to spend the night and sleep in your bedroom with you? Sure. What do we get? And that's really what it was. It was a lot about, they're mixing with rock and roll or pop royalty. Mike, this morning, a couple of things to remember here, and it is true. Michael Jackson's father did an incredible amount of emotional damage to him.
No
the
doubt
same
about
to an
it.
extent is Brian Wilson's dad. And then there was the part two where, he was changing. He didn't like his nose. And
or the color of his skin.
Well, some say he had that disease where your skin
where it gets
turns white. So he was actually trying to even everything out. So some say that was the case. Anyway, and then as Mike says, same to an extent with Brian Wilson. His dad was and look what it does to these people. And they're creative geniuses. And maybe it's what makes them the genius that they are, but they still end up being, an emotional nightmare. Yeah. Today is primary day. And
happy primary day.
I got to tell you something. This Democratic primary got ugly at the end. Because yesterday something was put out about Clee Hood. I forgot exactly what it was, but and it was Mannion who was commenting on that. So it was just a lot of nastiness. So many believe that for Brandon Williams, if Mannion wins, Brandon Williams is going to be in trouble. However, this latest saga with the wife and treating people poorly and the homophobic feeling that exists out there, according to, and I want to talk about that too coming up. But on the other hand, they believe that he wins, that the Brandon Williams is going to have trouble. But if Clee Hood wins, the Williams camp thinks they can beat her.
Isn't that who he beat last time?
I believe so.
And the other question is too: does this story linger on past the primary? Do the people who?
I think that it does, because if Mannion wins, there are going to be commercials all about this.
Yeah,
playing this. However, dirty is as dirty does. I'm not sure if that's a saying, but the fact is that who else got into a spat and was told, we were told that they were screamed at by the politician, Brandon Williams.
Yes.
Remember, he had the people ended up getting fired. He was there was a video of him screaming. So there's stuff out there on both of them. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens today. But today I don't think there's a Republican primary.
No, there's
not. In
not.
terms of today being primary day.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
although
there
I'm
you
trying
go.
to think, no, I don't think there's
I don't
any
think there's
assembly
anything.
or Senate races.
Remember
there were some of the people that were trying to take advantage of the.
Well, they're still out there. They are still out there.
What is it, the campaign finance law, which we haven't really talked about.
They are still out there, and they have till, I believe, July 11th to file. And then, you're talking about these matches. Some of these people could walk away with over $100,000 to be able to spend in their campaign. And so the incumbents should do it as well, right?
Yes.
If it's going to be done, the incumbents should do it too.
Well, I mean, why not take advantage of it?
And they have the right to do it.
I'm not really for that whole thing, but hey, if it's out there, use it.
whether you're for it or against it, you could be against it, but if your opponent is using it on you, you have no choice but to use it.
Yeah.
I would think. Unless you're just independently wealthy. You have all this money and none of that really matters.
Hello,
what I'm
friends.
picturing in my mind is a Willy Wonka type character and Katie Aiello tiptoeing through the alleyway, and
You've won!
each little step throwing like as if you'd throw glitter, throwing this sticky broken glass all over.
Oh, that hurts my foot.
I need a Band-Aid.
It's infected now. Want a cheeseburger? I wonder if the cheeseburgers at that barbecue looked like the ones on Chuck Schumer's grill. Did you see that picture?
Well, by the look of, first of all, I saw that picture. We didn't really get a chance to talk about that over the 4th of July holiday, but Schumer apparently likes his cheese put on the burger when it's raw. Now, my guess is they went out and bought these burgers and the grill. Somebody had to put the grill together.
You don't have a grill? Oh,
no, I don't have a grill. All right, we got a grill for you and everything. All you got to do is go out there with a little apron on and with a spatula and make it look like you're making the burgers. So here are these burgers that are completely raw on the grill. I don't even think the grill is lit, to be honest.
No, I didn't see
You
any glow.
forgot the propane.
Well, we're not going to light it up. It's bad for the environment. Come on.
So all of that, and there is this raw patty, hamburger patty, with a piece of yellow American cheese on it. And everybody's like, wait a minute, you don't put the cheese on until after you flipped it.
Yeah.
Until you cooked it, for the most part.
Anyway,
I like my cheese dripping off the side.
Yeah.
And oh, you ought to see what happens when I flip it.
Why does it keep sticking to the grates? I don't understand.
Yeah. Today is, we mentioned, today is primary day from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m.?
9 p.m., yeah.
It is today. You can vote. Now, unlike early voting, you get to vote today in your polling place. Boy, we got to look this up. I should know. I think my wife is voting today.
I would assume so.
Students, kids, every year they say to remember that kids are back in school. So if you're out there driving, be careful. Watch for school buses. Watch for kids. But I would say the same is true where I think tomorrow is the last, in Oneida County, tomorrow is the last day of school for elementary students. And you should remember that there are kids, more kids out there playing. Look for a ball rolling into the street or something like that.
I thought I was late this morning because I was coming down my street, and we live by General Herkimer School.
It's bright out, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that, and it was 10 of 6, and there was a bunch of kids.
Out playing?
No, they were just, I don't know if there was a field trip today or something for the General Herkimer students, but the parking lot was loaded. There was kids outside. I'm like,
they all have school today, probably a half day today and a half day tomorrow.
What the heck's going on there?
I would think. What else? So anyway, get out and vote. Do what you have to do there. And we have a loaded program to get to here this morning. Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio will be on a little later on. We'll talk about the July 4th salute to citizen soldiers. And we'll talk to Staff Sergeant Nicholas Jones, who's with the Army National Guard. And I got to tell you, it is important to note that it's the National Guard that's out there fighting our wars right now.
Yeah, 100%.
And do not forget that. We'll talk with the Sheriff's Department this morning. Also, Farmer Ben Simons is on later on this morning. We do want to get into this solar farm issue. There are a couple of key issues you're seeing people protest over. The solar farms is one of them.
Yes.
No solar farms in my backyard. And the other one that is pretty interesting is the apartment building in Little Falls. If you drive through Little Falls right now, there's signs all over the place about that. And where is your uncle on that issue? Your uncle is a council person in Little Falls.
Yeah,
right?
the alderman, longtime alderman, as they call it.
Alderman in Little Falls.
He did say he would be talking with us. I think
I'd like to find somebody to
see if
where
we can get him
where,
back on.
And the thought is this is going to be low to mid-range income housing. I don't know. It'll be a high rise. So, and I think it's going to be a downtown Little Falls, and it's part of their DRI money. So if they don't do this, this is going to be you're not going to be able to go back to the state and say, hey, we've changed our minds. We're going to do something else with it. Once you've committed to doing such and such with this money, that's what you kind of have to do.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. Tom Laughlin is on the line right now. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. I think I've got the situation with Chuck and the cheeseburger.
Okay.
Chuck E. Cheese. All figured out.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I love it.
You know, Chuck's Jewish, right? And
that's another thing that nobody really got onto. But you don't put meat and cheese together.
No, that's not kosher.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right. So he's probably not. He probably doesn't keep kosher, and maybe hasn't seen the inside of a synagogue in a while. Don't mean to insult. I don't want to.
Well, I don't know how you could put cheese on a burger, and that just is not kosher.
So that solves everything.
That's a very good point.
Was it. He was just pandering to the goyim, you know, and he didn't check with the rabbi first.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
I'm going to tell you, we were at my kids were still young, and we went to an awesome Jewish deli up on 80-something Street on the west side of Manhattan, called Fine and Shapiro. And I asked for a pastrami on rye with cheese, and I got yelled at for that. So you learn very quickly.
Did Gabby Cabby take you there?
Yeah, Peter was the first one to take us there. And after that, we just loved the place, and we kept going back there. So.
Gonna miss that guy.
Yeah, gonna miss him. And Tom, you take some phenomenal photos. I just want to tell you that. And you're the only one to make this observation public, as far as I know. So nice job.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Take
have
care,
a great
buddy.
day. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's pretty good right there, right? Do you need me to take a break, or am I good?
Yes, but I'm going to give you a time.
You want to win new windows, you can do so by going to our website at WIBX950.com and click on the Keeler drop-down. It'll take you to the entry page where you could win brand new windows from New York Sash. The same windows. We received 4 beautiful, triple glazed, with the raised grids, if you like it. But let's say you win the windows, and you're like, I like the double hung, but I don't want the raised grids because it's easier to clean them without the grids, and it doesn't match the rest of my house. They'll work with you on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're going to work with you. I don't know what other combinations, but they'll work with you. Somebody's going to win those windows, and time is ticking. I believe it's through the end of this month, so get on there and sign up and take a chance at winning. There is no purchase necessary. And let's see, what else? Can I do a couple other quickies before you make me break here?
Yes, you can, as long as you hit that time, Bill.
All right.
As long as you hit that time.
Students invent a leaf blower silencer. Boy, would this be nice in our neighborhood. John Hopkins, a group of engineering students, came up with a silencer for leaf blowers that makes them 37% less loud. How about that? Check out the audio.
This challenge was an open-ended question. It was essentially, can you please reduce the noise of our leaf blower?
You hear them, and they're just traditionally very loud, very annoying.
The intensity of the high-pitched noise of the leaf blowers, the noise often travels long distances, and you can still hear it through walls. Our product makes the blower less noisy.
It ultimately dampens the sound as it leaves, but it keeps all that force still there, which is the beauty of it.
Well, there are students
awesome.
with actually creating something that has a practical application, and it would be nice for your neighborhood because those leaf blowers they're loud.
Why do you got to be doing that at 7 in the morning?
And then I wanted to talk about this. What an amazing situation! A Japanese company is touting a huge leap in engineering and they have made a solid-state battery. Now, these are batteries that you would use in your watch, maybe, a battery that might be in your cell phone, and a hearing aid. These are solid-state batteries. So they're using a ceramic as the material, and they have created a battery that is small in size, but is 100 times better than the current solid-state battery. In fact, they believe that this technology is going to be used to come up with the ultimate. It's going to take some more inventing, but the ultimate car battery.
So it's smaller, less expensive.
Smaller, but it isn't even the less expensive. Smaller and longer lasting. 100 times longer lasting. So you may, instead of thinking about charging on a daily basis, you may be looking at a weekly or a monthly.
That means
schedule.
long trips without having to stop.
Exactly
anywhere.
right. This could change.
Cool.
This could change the world here. All right, I got a break. He's looking at me funny, and we have news coming up next.
The service was second to none. They cared about my home, was clean and neat when they're finished. Cowles & Sons' generations and generations of excellence shows in the workmanship, which start to finish, sales, service are all there to help you. And they care about your home and the community. And that's why I would recommend Cowles & Sons for any heating, cooling, and insulation needs.
Transform your home comfort with Cowles' expert energy advisors. Like Gordon here, you may even qualify for no-cost upgrades like free insulation. Request your free home energy assessment at fedupcowles.com.
Hey, Jen. OMG, look how busy it is in here. How'd you get all these customers?
Yeah, this month has been a record breaker for us. For a long time, we had decent business coming in from word of mouth, but we weren't growing. Lately, though, a lot of new folks have been finding us online, and that's made all the difference.
That's terrific. I wish I could figure out how to do that for my shop, but I have no idea where to start.
Just do what I did. It's not as hard as you'd think. Go to mylocalcustomers.com to see exactly how many searches there are for businesses like yours.
Okay, then what?
If you see that there are a good number of clients searching in our area, you'll also get some suggestions for the best way to get their attention.
Do you think there are a lot of people searching for my business?
There's only one way to find out. Go to mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, easy, and free.
Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free local customer analysis that will show you how many customers are searching online for your type of business. It's quick, easy, and free. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event at Destination Kia of Utica.
With no money down leases on over 400 new Kias in stock.
Like a new 2024 Kia Forte LXS that gets 39 miles per gallon highway for only $298 a month for 36 months.
With 0 down, 0 due at inception, and sales tax included.
And if you're a military veteran, get a $500 military rebate on any new Kia.
Now that's kooky.
Make that short drive and save on over 400 new Kias in one location.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Forte LXS, S number 24F0710, MSRP $21,820, 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, $0 due to inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score, EPA rating. Offer expires 7/1/2024. Military DD 214 or LES required. Offer expires 7/1/2024.
Whatever happened to Tony Horton, the guy who created the revolutionary P90X?
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code MUSCLE to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text MUSCLE to 511-511. Text MUSCLE to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique. Your results can and will vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
They're voting in New York. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and one race in the primaries getting the most attention.
This past weekend, Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman rallied with progressive lawmakers as he slammed the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee.
To show AIPAC the power of the mother South Bronx.
Bowman, who was elected to his seat in 2020, has support of most of his caucus, but Congressman Josh Gottheimer and Hillary Clinton have now backed his opponent, Westchester County Executive George Latimer.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. There are also primaries today in Colorado and Utah and a Republican runoff in South Carolina. A week after calling for warning labels on social media, the Surgeon General now wants them on guns. Dr. Vivek Murthy put out an advisory this morning declaring gun violence an urgent public health crisis, calling for expanded background checks on sales and a ban on so-called assault weapons. President Biden blocked in court again on student loan debt relief.
A U.S. district judge in Wichita, Kansas, blocks the U.S. Department of Education from moving forward with a plan set to take effect July 1st that aims to lower monthly student loan payments and speed up debt relief for millions. A U.S. district judge in St. Louis, Missouri, issuing a preliminary injunction soon after, barring the department from granting further loan forgiveness.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The Supreme Court last year blocked a more wide-reaching Biden student loan relief plan. Julian Assange is in Bangkok on his way to the Northern Mariana Islands, where the WikiLeaks founder will accept a plea deal in court in the U.S. territory to an espionage charge for posting American military secrets online. Assange will then go free. His only punishment, time already served behind bars in England as he fought prosecution. They partied last night around Miami.
3 seconds to go.
Celebrating this.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
The Panthers' first championship in their 30-year history. Florida beat Edmonton 2-1 on ABC. The Oilers had rallied back from down 3-0 to force a Game 7. America's listening to Fox News.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's a lot of things you can try. You know, tough it out, bite the bullet, grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people, Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time. It helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try Relief Factor instead. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Another migrant in the U.S. illegally has a hearing in a murder case in Houston, Texas.
Johan Jose Martinez Rangel is set to appear in court this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to review his bond status. His suspected accomplice, Franklin Pena Ramos, appeared in court yesterday. The judge set his bond at $10 million and ruled him a flight risk. The two illegal migrants are charged with capital murder for the death of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungare.
That's Fox's Brooke Singman. The girl's body found in a creek last week. She'd been strangled to death. The state of Tennessee is dealing with some court challenges, hours after the Supreme Court announced it'll consider in the fall an appeal aiming to overturn the state's ban on gender-affirming medical care for transgender kids. Tennessee was sued over a law that makes it illegal to help underage teenage girls get abortions without mom or dad's consent.
The lawsuit was filed Monday on behalf of Democrat State Representative Afton Bain and Nashville attorney Rachel Welty. This year, Tennessee's GOP-controlled State House passed legislation making it illegal for an adult who intentionally recruits, harbors, or transports a pregnant minor within the state to get an abortion without the consent of a parent or guardian. Those convicted could face up to a year in jail. The law is set to take effect July 1st. Bain and Welty said the language of the statute that stipulates anyone who recruits a minor for an abortion criminalizes certain speech in violation of the First Amendment. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before today's trading. Down for the Dow, up for the NASDAQ, the opposite of yesterday. They didn't just crown a hockey champion last night.
Swing and a miss. And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
The final out on ESPN as Tennessee beat Texas A&M 6-5 in the final game of the College World Series. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Right now we have clear skies. We're at 61 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. New Hartford police have released more details surrounding the severe accident that happened just before 10:30 a.m. Monday. A preliminary investigation determined a truck being driven by 52-year-old Todd Manilescu veered from the westbound lane of Seneca Turnpike, struck an embankment, and went airborne. The truck then came to rest by crashing into an SUV parked on Middle Settlement Road, being driven by 85-year-old Victor Piperata. He and his passenger, 76-year-old Brenda Piperata, had to be extricated from their vehicle via jaws of life. Manilescu was treated at the scene by Edwards Ambulance. Mr. Piperata was transported to Upstate Hospital via Mercy Flight, and Mrs. Piperata was transported to Wynn Hospital. The accident is still under investigation. Voters across the central New York region will be heading to the polls today to cast their ballots in primary races. One contest is in the 22nd Congressional District. That is where Democrats Sarah Clee Hood and State Senator John Mannion will battle to see who takes on Republican incumbent Congressman Brandon Williams in November. The 22nd District covers all of Onondaga and Madison counties and parts of Cayuga, Cortland, and Oneida counties. Polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 9 p.m. The New York State Board of Elections is issuing a warning about a text message scam. The agency has received reports of voters getting unsolicited text messages from an outside group that is providing incorrect polling site information. The board says the best source of information is posted on its official website located at elections.ny.gov. That's elections.ny.gov. The agency also wants people to vote today and feel confident doing so. A Whitesboro man has been arrested for endangering the welfare of a child, according to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office. Authorities were alerted on May 19th that 28-year-old Daniel Myers allegedly stopped a 10-year-old girl who was out riding her bike and was said to have touched and rubbed her mid-thigh, causing the child to fear she was going to be assaulted. Myers was charged with one count of endangering the welfare of a child and was arraigned at Oneida County Jail. He was later released on his own recognizance. An order of protection was taken out on behalf of the victim, and counseling services were offered. And the New Jersey mob house featured on The Sopranos is once again up for sale. It's the home featured in the scene where Tony Soprano gets shot by Uncle Junior. While the episode depicts the house to be in Belleville, it's actually on Highland Avenue in the Forest Hills section in Newark. The asking price is close to $580,000. It is 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Wheelock Disposal Service.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. Today, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds, high 82 degrees. Tonight, considerable clouding and occasional rain showers, later at night, low 67. And tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, high 78. That is the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, 61 degrees under sunny skies at 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Oilers fell short in their comeback attempt from Sunrise. The Alberta team dropped Game 7 of the Cup Final 2-1 to the Panthers at Amerant Bank Stadium. That is the first Stanley Cup in franchise history for the Florida Panthers, and the city of Miami is still celebrating as we speak. Edmonton was just the third team in Cup Final history to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0. The Jets are moving on from a member of their secondary following his arrest in Alabama for possession of marijuana. The Jets released cornerback Tay Hayes on Monday. The 26-year-old was booked early Sunday morning and released less than 2 hours later on a $300 bond. Hayes signed with the Jets practice squad last October. He broke into the NFL as an undrafted free agent in 2019 and has also spent time with the Miami Dolphins, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Minnesota Vikings, New England Patriots, and Carolina Panthers. The next chapter in the Subway Series gets started tonight as the Mets begin a 2-game set against the Yankees at Citi Field in Queens. Left-hander David Peterson is slated to go for the Mets as right-hander Garrett Cole will make his second start of the season for the Yanks. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits over 4 innings in his first start. The Mets are 37-39, while the Bronx Bombers enter the game sitting atop the AL East 52-28. And Major League Baseball has dished out punishment for the Mets closer, right-hander Edwin Diaz. He has received a 10-game suspension for violating the league's foreign substance policy. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:10.
I want to bring on, later on this morning, we'll have Ben Simons, the farmer Ben. And I wonder, I got to tell you something. I was using the Fountainhead Group, the DeWalt sprayer.
Yeah, revolutionary.
Can you get that guy in tomorrow? Because I want to.
Yeah,
I'll bring
out.
it. I'll wear it in today. I'll wear it in tomorrow. I'll wear it in any day. It's Davey. This thing is awesome. And you put a battery on it. You don't have to pump. And you can put I believe it's 4 gallons into this. So you could be spraying whether it's a pesticide
Does it have a
or
pressure washer attachment?
You wouldn't use this as a pressure washer.
Okay. Well, you said you can clean the siding with it. Or
no, there is. So Windex, Clorox, all these companies make a siding cleaner that you would put on like a vinyl siding.
Yeah.
And you just spray it on, and then later on you spray it off.
Okay.
You could use it for that. But you'd be better off just using the one where you get the hose. You use your hose for that. As long as your hose will go high enough, it might not go high enough. This would go.
This was the one that was featured on this week's Past Sold, right?
Did you see Bill Monjo using it? Wasn't that amazing? You can watch that episode of Sold, which is up on YouTube. Just search Sold in upstate New York. And it is, I don't think Bill is one that does a lot of the, if there needed to be spraying done in the yard, I don't think he'd do a lot of spraying.
He does some work.
He does some
work around his property.
He's got a tractor and everything over there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's beautiful. So this is what I would say also. Let's say, like, for instance, this summer I have to spray, I got to ask him, I have to spray our stamped concrete. Because the stamped concrete needs to be sealed. And it's been a few years. So I would use a pressure washer to clean it off. And then I'm going to they have it. Now, this might not work for this. This is why I got to find out. They have a slip prevention spray you can put on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Now, would it go well through this machine? So I have to ask that question.
Yeah, I'll get him on for you.
Get him on. I have questions, Andrew. Come on. This is big. Anyway, it's you can get it in your local hardware store or wherever whatever, And if it says DeWalt, it's a New York Mills product.
With a name like DeWalt,
it's got to be good. So get ready for that. We're going to do that hopefully this week. I want to do it. Donna this morning. Let's see. Utica and New Hartford are full day today for elementary. And I said
full day means apparently 10 of 6 in the morning.
Well, maybe there was a
I wonder if there was a field trip or something.
And then she said, and I said, I should know that considering, LOL, you should. I'm there today. Tell Andrew, 6th grade field trip at General Herkimer.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Well, I saw you this morning, Donna.
Donna is the one in the know.
Forgive me, but I was like, there's never kids there. What is going on? Am I late?
I found a new way. I have an amazing. I've started, and through my entire life, I've always tried. I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to organize a little more. And when I feel like I'm failing, I'm like, all right, let's start over again. But I found a new way.
If at first you don't succeed.
I have found a new way to, like, I have I always take my little pad with me, and if I have a to-do list, and I
got to be better about that.
I have found a new way to get everything on your to-do list taken care of. To mark off everything.
Just give it to somebody else.
Take the piece of paper and I just throw it away, and then start. And then you're starting with a fresh, clean slate.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I just realized that's the way to do it. What are we wasting our time for?
Just let people remind you of those things you missed.
Coming up, we'll talk about something to think about on the 4th of July, which is a week from tomorrow, I believe.
That's true.
And we'll speak with Sergeant Nicholas Jones in a few minutes. Later on, Hobunka's free money question of the day. Davey, today we're looking at...
How many?
How much money? How much money are we looking at?
$200.
Okay, so the potential for 3 with a Londro Lottery.
Londro Lottery.
So we'll do that coming up in about a half an hour. Get ready for that. It is a Tuesday morning at WIBX.
Brunch is here at Taylor & the Cook. Yep, a top 100 restaurant in the country, now firing up pancakes, breakfast sandwiches, biscuits and gravy, and so much more. Taylor & the Cook at 311 Main Street has brunch every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mimosas, bloodies, and of course, our perfect twist on everything. Sit by the fire, up at the bar, or on the terrace with your friends. Check out the full brunch menu at taylorandthecook.com.
Hi, this is Shalene with Northland Trailers located on River Road in Marcy. At Northland, we offer a full line of utility, snowmobile, enclosed, dump, and equipment trailers. We can also custom design a trailer to meet your specific needs. In addition to trailers, we have a full parts showroom, and we service what we sell. Our family business is proud to have been serving our community for over 4 decades. Northland Trailers is located right outside the city of Utica. So swing on down and let's talk towing.
Mattress Express has the largest selection of purple mattresses in upstate New York, 9 different purples. And right now, for the 4th of July blowout, save up to $400 on select purple mattresses. Go to mattressexpressny.com for locations.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering. With over 100,000 restaurants to choose from, save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the city of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Mastrovito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Mastrovito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
Adirondack Home Furniture knows that when it comes to outdoor furniture, you want something that's comfortable, durable, and stylish. That's why Polywood is the perfect choice. Polywood furniture is made from high-quality materials that are weather-resistant and easy to clean. Plus, each piece is designed with comfort and style in mind, so you can enjoy your outdoor space like never before. Whether you're looking for classic Adirondack chairs, stylish dining sets and sofas, or a beautiful fire pit, Polywood has everything you need to create the perfect outdoor oasis. So why wait? Transform your outdoor space into a place of relaxation, fun, and style with Polywood furniture at Adirondack Home Furniture. Stop in and explore their large selection of Polywood pieces and take one home today. Adirondack Home Furniture does custom orders, delivery, and setup. Stop in today and explore the world of Polywood. Adirondack Home Furniture in the former Riverside Mall, North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Summer is here, and it's time to fill your days with family fun. With the Seize the Deal 2024 Summer Fun Card, enjoy 9 amazing attractions at an unbeatable price for just $99. The Seize the Deal Summer Fun Card offers unique and exciting attractions for you and your family. 9 great summer adventures for only $99, including Get Air Trampoline Park. Get a 1-hour pass for a family of 4. Get Air Trampoline Park has thousands of square feet of wall-to-wall trampolines for jumping, bouncing, and flipping for hours of fun. Fort Ricky Discovery Zoo. Get admission for 4 people. Located in Rome, Fort Ricky Discovery Zoo offers engaging animal interactions with fun activities for kids of all ages. Peter Paul Recreation Park. Get 3 games of laser tag for 4 people. Prepare to be blown away playing laser tag with their massive surround sound arena at Peter Paul Recreation Park. Make this summer one to remember and get over $600 in savings with the 2024 Summer Fun Card. Limited number available, so get yours now for just $99 at seizethedeal.com.
Hey, you know that River Hills Properties is the #1 independent real estate agency in all of Central New York. When we first started working with them some years ago, people did not know the name. Today, they are recognized as one of the big real estate agencies in the area, and it's about the services provided, all the extra things that they do, and the things they don't do, like use the lockbox. They choose to make sure the listing agent is there every time your house is shown. And, you know, some states require it. Like I believe in Maine, it's required that has to be done. They also provide the book. It's basically everything there is to know about the home, everything from the floor plan to the ins and outs, the warranties. It's all placed. So when you're trying to really contemplate over making an offer on a home, it's all the information's right there for you to think about it. And everybody that looks at the house gets a copy of the book. Is that right? Am I getting this right? I feel like I'm taking a test every time you look at me.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for longer than you've been working there. Just remember that.
I think you have, yeah.
River Hills Properties with offices in Barnaville, Little Falls, Rome, and Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Have you seen their new TV show called Sold in upstate New York?
If you haven't, you should.
They're huge proponents of the area. Plus, this week on this past week's show, which is available on YouTube right now, search Sold in upstate New York. I believe it's episode 12.
Hard to believe it's been going that long.
And they do their top 5 homes in the area. Some of them have sold, some haven't sold yet, but there's some beauties in there. And they show off from Fountainhead Group. They show off that amazing sprayer, DeWalt sprayer.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool, using the DeWalt battery. It's River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, good morning. Good morning. Coming up, we'll do Habaika's free money question of the day. This morning, as Davey is mandated, we're looking at $200 for that, plus another $100 possible on Laundro Lottery.
Laundro Lottery.
A whole bunch of stuff like that. I have a comment from Richard here this morning. From Richard, you don't know how stupid Andrew sounds every day about the New York Yankees.
Oh, here
now,
we go.
He's saying you're stupid, and I'm not going to agree with that. But I will tell you that part of what he's saying is
all right. Let's hear this.
He says things like, "I'm glad I don't have to talk about the Yankees when they have had a day off," or complaining.
I didn't say that. I said it's been nice to not be disappointed.
Okay, that's the same.
It's a
thing.
Big difference. No, it's not.
That is the same thing. Come on. Or God forbid if they lose. Does he realize they have the best record in baseball? I guess he expects them to go 162-0. Andrew sounds foolish.
I made this comparison after the Dodgers series. Okay?
There are parts where
what was the Cowboys' record in the regular season of the NFL? It was pretty good. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys' regular season record, it was awesome. But what happens? You get against a team that's a playoff team that's really hot and really good, and you falter. You fail. Okay? Orioles, Dodgers, Braves, Red Sox, all possible playoff
April,
teams.
May, June, July, August, September, October. You're dealing with nearly 7 months of trends, ups and downs. Very seldom will you find a baseball team that's just going to start winning and winning and winning and winning and keep winning. Very seldom. And let me tell you, nobody knows it better than me because I'm a Mets fan.
Right. And what's your complaint every year? You're a little bit. You're the opposite of me.
My complaint
Your
is
complaint every year is that you're optimistic, and then you say they're going to make the playoffs, they're going to win it all. You're an optimistic fan.
But you have to understand, once you get to the All-Star break, the Mets go on a 30-game losing skid, and then they're out of it. So it's happened so many times to us. So I become a realist. And that is, the other part of this is, when you play a team, I love it when they always say, the Mets are playing Miami. Miami's terrible. The Mets should sweep. And then they don't. Some teams play other teams better. Depends on which pitcher, how's a pitcher feeling. Is is Judge in a hitting streak? I mean, Richard's right. You got to let it go. You got to take the season as a whole. But when you start getting down to September and October, and September in particular, like right around Labor Day, that is the time where you better darn well have your team playing really, really well.
You have to identify weaknesses early on as a true fan. The things that are a vulnerability that could affect, that could affect you.
Well, I hope the management of the Yankees head office is listening to you.
Well, I hope so, because
that'd be nice.
Whoever's above Brian Cashman. Okay. And Aaron Boone needs to go, too. Clean sweep.
Fair enough. I don't know if this is going to work, but
I think our guest was sick and tired.
Sorry, they're going to talk about the Yankees. I'm out of here.
Richard.
Thinks you are stupid.
Richard.
He's back.
Richard.
Stupid.
Richard.
I'm not calling you stupid, Richard. I'm saying that's what you're saying about Andrew.
Well.
In studio right now, Staff Sergeant Nicholas Jones is with the Army National Guard. Good morning, Staff Sergeant. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in bright and early.
Tough question. Yankees or Mets? Go.
He's a Mets fan.
Sorry.
Well, what are you going to do? Listen, believe me, everybody goes with the Yankees. But you know what ends up changing is when the Mets start getting hot and the Yankees are not. All of a sudden, you have these fair weather Yankee fans that are like, I'm a Mets fan now.
You've heard me say it several times. Yeah. I'm one of these rare Yankees fans that is a Mets supporter, unless we're in this instance of tonight and tomorrow when we'll be playing them. We'll be mortal enemies.
Davey, what do you say? The Yankees are going to sweep the Mets tonight and tomorrow? Is that your expectation?
I'm hoping that they both take both series, but the Mets always play the Yankees tight.
Yeah, which team is the hotter team right now?
The Mets.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and I will admit,
be careful, Richard will call you stupid.
I will admit I'm a diehard Yankees fan, but I will never support the Mets.
Okay, all right. There we go.
See, we're
people take this
way.
crap seriously.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Staff Sergeant Nicholas Jones. Let's 4th of July is coming up, and let's be honest. We are all over the world. Can you fix that microphone, Andrew? Because I can't see past it. We as America, we are all over the world. And if it were not for the National Guard, that includes Army National Guard, includes everybody. We're talking to you today as the Army National Guard. But without the National Guard, we would not be all over the world. It's the National Guard that's really fighting our wars today.
Yeah,
or maybe not our wars, right?
We're a big organization, big branch, kind of part of the Army. And it's a big team effort.
And it is. I have to say too, it is that experience that you get with the National Guard, which is extremely important.
Yeah, it's opened a lot of doors for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't have otherwise been available to me. Between career advancement, education, just experience in general, and whatever career field you want to be in, it's definitely helped me along my way.
July 4th salute to citizen soldiers, New York's Army National Guard. Talk about this. Is that what you want me to talk about?
That's what was sent. But as we celebrate the 4th of July, remember that citizen soldiers from New York helped secure our nation's freedom. The spirit lives on today in the New York Army National Guard. So I think what we want to do is take this opportunity to promote the fact that recruitment is a priority. And how is recruitment going right now in this day and age?
Compared to previous years, numbers have been low. I mean, not even just Army National Guard; it's across the board, all branches. It's I feel like the younger generation just doesn't know what the military actually is. They think that it's something completely more than it, really is, and they don't really know the benefits that we have.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of opportunities, there's no doubt, and the world has changed a lot, and the way we protect, the way we get involved in conflict around the world has changed tremendously. The technology has changed tremendously. It's a different world.
Absolutely.
I mean, your World War II veteran would not recognize what's going on today, right?
No, that's completely different, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Where it used to be a lot of hand-to-hand, on-the-ground fighting, whereas now there's a lot of technology, cybersecurity stuff. It's completely different than it used to be.
And it is, not to say that it is, because I've heard the battle back and forth where you'll get a World War II veteran that would say, especially 20 years ago when they were a little younger, and they would say, these kids, Desert Storm, they don't know war. Well, there's a lot of truth to that, but there's also a lot that isn't true. So, for instance, it was just a different situation. I cannot imagine. It blows my mind when you think about it. It's like watching the old wars of 300-400 years ago. Napoleon, the first line. Well, they're not going to survive, but they're going in anyway. They had no choice.
Absolutely.
And just think about D-Day. Think about Normandy. They just kept getting off those boats and plowing forward onto a beach as they were just being decimated. It's really incredible. Now you compare that. It's hard to compare that to anything. I understand. However, there's a whole different world out there with Afghanistan and what happened in Desert Storm. You didn't know who the enemy was. Oftentimes, did you do any? Have you done any time overseas?
2012, I was in Afghanistan. Yes.
So, what would you say to with all due respect, to a World War II veteran who would say, "You guys don't know"? It's war.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head with that.
Yeah.
The big thing is you didn't really know they didn't have a uniform.
You were a sitting duck.
Correct. I mean, as I sit here, my chest says U.S. Army. They didn't have anything that said Afghan Army, and you were fighting the people for more. I don't want to say the people, I guess, but they looked like they're normal people.
Right.
You didn't know
you didn't. Yeah, right. I think that maybe that was the big differential, is that you could not tell. Almost probably like you could compare it almost maybe to Vietnam in that sense, that where you didn't have an idea of who was your friend and who was your foe.
Correct.
Yeah. So again, it's hard to compare apples and oranges. If you were the soldier in the 90s that was fighting in Desert Storm, that was pretty real. And I can't imagine what it's like when you fly in first and you just take a look at this terrain. It's just got to be incredible. The other thing that is very interesting about your job is we are really driven. First of all, back during the days of Vietnam, there was a draft, so these guys didn't have a choice, and women. I don't know how that worked back then, but today, what you find, I think, is after 9/11, recruitment went sky high. People wanted to defend America, and it does take something like that, I think, oftentimes to get people and the younger people inspired to say, "I'm going in the service."
I feel that's where I joined.
Yeah.
I graduated high school in 2004, so it was shortly after 9/11. I've always had a love for our country, but that's what really sparked my interest in, helping. I wanted to help my community, my country.
Yeah. I mean, when that happened in 9/11, I mean, remember the kids who were I don't know, graduating high school now weren't around for that. When you think about it, it's hard to believe.
Correct.
The other part of this is, let's not forget that there are many, many benefits. I know one who was in the military and was able to go off to college after she came home. We worked with Christine, and her time in the military allowed that to happen. So there are a lot of opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of our biggest benefits that we have. Any SUNY or CUNY schools, the Army National Guard will actually cover 100% of the tuition for up to a bachelor's degree. They're working on going.
That's incredible.
Even more.
And You mentioned it. You graduated high school in 2004 and you joined the military, and here you are. It's 2024. 20 years. You got to be looking at retirement soon, and
2 more years.
Then you can start a whole other career, and you're still a young guy. I mean, that's a huge benefit right there.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, are you officially retired when you retire? Because I thought Father Sean O'Brien. I don't know if you know Father Sean is a priest, and he was in the Navy
chaplain for years.
And every time I think he thought he'd been retired, they called him back in.
That's right.
I guess you never know.
Yeah, I feel like now it's once you get out, you're out.
And a lot of those in the National Guard have done several tours of duty over the years, and I do think it's so important for us to remember because prior to this, when there was a draft, people paid. I mean, it was a big story. Everybody was paying attention to those who were going in the military and those who were going overseas. Today, it's a volunteer. It's a volunteer army, and I think that we oftentimes forget. So I believe the reason for salute to citizen soldiers, New York Army National Guard, the press release they didn't give to you, but they did to us. I believe that is just we have to remember. Let's not forget. It's your neighbors that are heading in harm's way, which allows you to have that barbecue and say what you want to say and fly the flag, no matter what it says.
Yeah.
The flag that you want to, obviously the American flag, but you know what I mean. It allows you to have the freedoms that you have.
Yeah. Like I said, 4th of July is a big one for me, especially being 18 years in. I've taken this has been my life and my family's life. So 4th of July is huge for us. Memorial Day, all of them.
And the good news is if somebody decides to go down this road like you did, there's a great retirement at the end, something that you can rely on. There are great things that are investing in your potential career. I know that when I retire, I wasn't in the military, I get a cake. And that's...
And here's an application for another job.
That's if I'm lucky.
Yeah, 20 years. It's one of the better ones out there. Absolutely.
Right. Well, and this is just in from Dana. My stepson is National Guard, spent 8 months or so in Africa last year, which there's some stuff going on in Africa right now. But, he's 38 months in Africa. And then Donna says, my son was 20 years old, retiring at 39, went to college on the GI Bill, and is now a secondary math teacher. So
yeah, and that's a big one, the GI Bill. I didn't want college. I felt like I did okay without it.
Mm-hmm.
So I used my GI Bill. I actually transferred it to my kids.
That's awesome.
One of my daughters at University of Buffalo right now, making a good chunk of change to go to school on the GI
awesome.
Bill. Yeah, it's great.
Aren't you a little annoyed at the Gronkowski commercials? I mean, really, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, is he really? I mean, go to Geico or something. I mean, sooner or later you got to realize, or join the service.
Right? Yeah, that's it. It's too easy.
Give me a break. All right, good stuff. Staff Sergeant Nicholas Jones. When we say this, I know it becomes really cliche, and I'm sure people say it to you. Thank you for your service.
Yes,
but we really do mean that.
We appreciate the support.
All right.
So, how do people, if they're if they have, if they themselves are interested, or they have a son, grandson, daughter, granddaughter that wants to get in touch with you, how would they start that conversation?
I tell everyone, if you don't know my number, go right on the New York Army National Guard website, NewYorkArmyNationalGuard.com.
Yeah.
You put in your information, your location. It'll give you either the recruiter's name, number that's local to you, or it'll give you the 1-800 number you could talk to a universal recruiter, and then they'll put you in contact with your local recruiter.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it. Have a wonderful fourth. Got a break. Hold on. More to come, and we'll do Hobunk's free money question of the day, which is coming up next to WIBX.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Copper City Billiards this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Copper City Billiards on East Chestnut Street in Rome provides fun for the whole family. Open 7 days a week from noon till 11 p.m. Visit CopperCityBilliards.com for more information. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Copper City Billiards. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering, with over 100,000 restaurants to choose from. Save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Brunch at Babes is the only way to spend your weekend. Bottomless mimosas, Bloody Mary flights, classic breakfasts, and some new instant classics. Boozy brunch at Babes Saturday and Sundays from 9 to 2. Breakfast quesadillas, loaded avocado toast. Babes is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with boozy brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit us at babesutica.com.
Making my way straight to Babes.
Uh-oh, car trouble? Don't panic. Call the mechanics at J&J Automotive. With over 15 years of experience, J&J Automotive provides excellent, friendly, and affordable vehicle service. For New York State inspections, oil changes, engine repairs, and more, you can be sure that your car or truck will get the care it deserves. Located at 2929 Oneida Street in Sequoia, call J&J today. 315-790-5955. That's 315-790-5955.
Hey, Ricky Z says he has an answer for you. Is it possible to drive an award-winning Mazda with 0% APR financing? Find out at Steep Pawnee Mazda. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 SE model for only $285 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% APR financing. That's 0% APR financing on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. I had somebody come up to me yesterday, and she said, "Do you like your Mazda?" And I'm like, "Oh, my God." She said, "I know. I hear you say it every morning." Yes, I do. I love it. Anyway, on that 0% APR financing, see Steep Pawnee Mazda for details. As they say, let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. All right, Davey, we're looking for caller number what here? What do you want to go with? What do you like there, man?
Caller 6.
6 caller through the lines right now. Your chance to win $200 and then maybe another $100. I mean, we just keep giving away Hobica's money. 6th caller right now at 315-736-0186.
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, I got another message from Richard here. Bill, do you know how stupid you look when Andrew gives you the wrong paperwork and says this is what you're supposed to be talking to a guest about?
He did not say that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. You're making that up.
That's what he said.
It's just to sabotage you.
There's nothing like when you say to the guest that's in, and you say, let me just lead you into this, and then they look at you like,
poor guy.
The hell are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
We moved. Did you see how smooth I got us out of that?
Oh, you are
like butter.
You're butter on a July afternoon.
That's right.
With a lot of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lordy. So coming up, we'll do Hobica's free money question of the day. And in addition to that, we will give somebody a chance to win with Laundro Lottery. So where you win or lose, you'll have another chance to get in there and win. So get ready for that. Today is primary day, and as far as I don't know what you have in your area, but the primary is the big one is the Democratic primary in the 22nd Congressional District.
Yes.
So it's between Sarah Clee Hood, and Mannion.
And if you want to know
John
where
Mannion.
to go to vote, you go to elections.ny.gov. Elections.ny.gov. That's how you can find your polling location.
Let me bring in Christine. Hi, Christine. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. Where are you calling from today?
Utica.
Okay. You know how this works. We're going to give you a question. You'll have 7 seconds to imagine if you had 70. 7 seconds to, yeah. Do you know what's going to happen in the fall? Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
Android.
Okay. Well, if you have an iPhone in the fall, they're saying Siri is going to be taking on AI and is going to be able to answer quickly and naturally. Like the question could come up and then you could say to Siri, what's the answer? And she'll bark it out at you.
Yeah, because right now she does that thing where she says, I found this on the internet.
Yeah, well, sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there'd be more ways, Christine, to cheat and win Joe Hubucker's money. So be happy with
I'm
that.
sitting in the corner and I only have this phone, so I could not ever do that. So.
I'm not saying that you would ever do that. I'm just saying when it's as easy as just saying to your phone, what's the answer? And then the phone answers back. I mean, what world are we? Where are we going to be? We're not going to need people around.
No.
We're just going to use these artificial people. Anyway, here we go. Are you ready? 7 seconds.
I'm ready.
Andrew, you're ready?
Always.
And here we go. It was a birthday. Did you know that? It was a birthday. How old is the New York State Thruway? Ready? Go.
I would say 50 years old.
Is the Hugh Carey New York State Thruway, is that what it's called?
I think it's Governor Dewey.
Dewey, New York State Thruway, you're right. 50 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, believe it or not.
Older than that.
The years have flown by. It is now 70 as of yesterday.
Oh,
that hit the news.
Kind of.
That it is 70. And let me tell you something. When you're driving down the road, it feels like it's 100. The bumps, oh my God! It's like why do they put it in panels? So
I don't get it.
It just makes no sense. Okay, would you like to take a shot at winning half of the $200 with my mom?
Of course.
And a little laundry lottery. Okay. Let me bring her in right now.
Maybe she said no. No, that's okay.
No, I don't want to do it.
It's all right.
Here is my mom. Mom, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. You know the deal. If you want to. The 30 clothespins are in my mother's dryer. What brand of dryer is that, Mom?
Samsung.
It's a Samsung. All right, so American made. Yeah, I have a Samsung refrigerator, and the ice cubes just don't ever come out. It's terrible.
We have one, and it works just fine.
All right, round it goes, Mom. Turn on that dryer.
Oh, we didn't hear the little ding.
So, Christine, as you know, there are 30 clothespins in there. Each one is numbered 1 through 30. And you get to pick one number. She will pick 3. If your number matches the one of them that she picks out, then you walk away a winner. So, what number would you like? Between 1 and 30?
11.
11. Okay. All right, so we're looking for 11. Mom, are you ready? Here we go with first number.
Okay. 29.
29.
Second number is 9.
9.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
More. 16.
Okay. All right.
She's like Mrs. Keeler Vega.
All right, Mom.
Pulling the pins.
Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And Christine, for you, we're going to give you the Food and Fun card. It is a $25 gift card. It's good at Cookies, Q and Creamery, good at the Nexus Center, Adirondack Bank Center, Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, and Babes.
All great places.
Babes, which you could enjoy a wonderful brunch both Saturday and Sunday at Babes in North Utica. So stand by. Davey's going to hook you up, okay?
Thank you, guys. Had fun.
You do the same. Thank you,
Try
Christine.
again soon.
Thank you so much. How old is the New York State Thruway? When you think about it, the toll booths are gone now. Think about how things have changed. Toll booths are gone. Those blue, I always thought blue or gray buildings that used to be the rest areas. And I'm not sure that you remember this, but now you go on the Thruway and you get a Burger King or
Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah.
Even a Chick-fil-A. But back in
Roy Rogers.
The 70s when we would go on the New York State Thruway, I'm pretty sure it was just a New York State Thruway restaurant.
Like it would be like they'd be flipping.
I don't think they franchised
Schumer,
out
Schumer dogs and burgers.
At the time, you had probably a young Chuck Schumer making hamburgers.
Putting raw cheese on raw burger.
Raw cheese and a raw burger. Yeah. What else do I have here this morning? I look at my time. Okay, I'm doing good. Today I want to tell you is the day that I wrote a story about this whole adventure that I'm dealing with right now. This cancer adventure, number 2.20, I call it. I think. And so today is the day, and I'm actually a little nervous about this. So I did mention, and I don't know if you heard that. I have to have the bone marrow
all over again
sample biopsy all over again because they didn't get enough of a sample. Oh, but I'm told that is a normal thing. It happens fairly often because I heard from somebody yesterday who said that her dad went through it over and over again. It got to the point where when they were done, he would say, "Why don't you go in a little deeper? Because I'd like this to be the last time."
Just get it over with.
Yeah. So that I'll be dealing with later in the week. Can't wait. And the other thing is, so I am going on a trial. So it's a trial, not on trial.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's a trial of a new medicine that is supposed to be much better with lower side effects. I go on to that trial at some point in the next, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'll find out when I see them on Friday. And this is supposed to have fewer side effects, which I like, right? Why wouldn't you like that? But in the meantime, they have sent me one of the old medications that they want me to start right away.
Well, I mean...
So today would be the day, maybe I'll push it to tomorrow, that I'm supposed to take that medicine. And you don't know how your body is going to react to it. You don't know what your side effects are going to be like. And what I'm saying, Andrew, is if you don't see me tomorrow morning, it's...
we'll be ready.
I will be here, though. I promise you. Here's Kathy on the New York. You're not on the New York State Thruway. You're calling about the New York State Thruway.
I'm calling about the Thruway.
Okay, 70 years old yesterday.
A little trivia.
Okay.
There's a history marker also for people. But in 1954, Governor Dewey came to the little village of Lowell, New York, just about 4 miles from Rome, and they had the grand opening of the Thruway. My parents and my grandmother and the pet dogs, they were all at the theater, at the Thruway, and there was a band. It was quite a big thing for a little village to have a grand opening.
Where is Lowell? Where is that?
It is about 4 miles south of Rome on Route 26.
And that's the only part that I always wondered. I'm like, why doesn't, you go to Syracuse, they've got like what, 3 or 4 exits. Rochester has several.
I think maybe even more than that. And the Syracuse exits are very close to one another.
They are very close.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why there's not a Rome exit. A Rome exit would be really, really nice, but it would have to turn. But it would work, wouldn't it? I would think it would work. And then you go over to Westmoreland. But apparently it doesn't have one, so it is what it is, I guess. Yeah.
You speak to a lot of the neighbors, and that was a big thing to have the governor come to a little
I bet
village.
it was. And do you remember the old restaurants that used to be on the Thruway?
Yes, I do.
They were terrible. But I don't think they were like named chain restaurants, were they? I think they were just, it's the New York State rest stop or rest area restaurant.
Yeah, that's about it. Hey, Bill, we still don't have our power back on, but at least they're working on it.
All right. How long have you not had power?
About an hour.
About an hour. Okay.
we heard a great big boom and
wow,
no power. So around MV, and so they have a
in the Rome
stop
area.
signs. So you the side road streets have got it, and it must be that it's just in a certain area because you get down further on Floyd Avenue and everything.
Okay, all right.
Up and running.
All right, fair
All
enough.
right.
Okay.
Take a good day.
Good luck. Keep the batteries charged.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Generator full of fuel.
Okay, thank you. We, where I live, all of our power lines are underground. We lost power for the first time about a week and a half ago.
Really?
It is really amazing when you think about it. And it was always this way, right? When you were a kid, if you remember losing power, I lived in the country, so we would lose power on a regular basis.
You just got more used to not having it than having
But
it.
you'd always have candles nearby. You'd always have some things. But, we didn't have, back then you didn't have all of the electronic devices that we have today, which make a power outage a big deal. It really does. You have some comments there, Andrew, I see.
Yes.
And Michael here this morning, I do want to say, says, yeah, Andrew is like the Michael Jackson song, Smooth Operator, not.
Thanks a lot. We have Rudy in Lowville. So remember yesterday you were talking about the gun that went off in the precinct, the fire department, police department.
So I'm pretty sure it was in Watertown. I cannot find the story
Bill,
anywhere,
that
though.
shooting that you were talking about yesterday was up in Ogdenburg.
Ogdensburg.
And that story I did find. So.
Okay, all right. It was two officers that were inside they were inside the police station.
And several officers are on leave now.
Oh, boy. And a gun went off. So, Andrew, to let you know, I'm going to miss your mark by about a minute.
Well,
you
that
want me
is
to do
very
it that
frustrating.
Way? Do it that way, or
just keep going, or you can
56-16. I can do that if you want.
Yeah, sure. Do what you want. Do what you want.
Today is National Catfish Day, I believe, where you actually eat catfish. Nothing like that. And Happy Global Beatles Day. It's celebrated on this day in 1967. They did a BBC show called Our World and performed All You Need Is Love. And we'll talk more about that on the other side. You know why we actually celebrate it, why that moment is so big. We'll get into that. Also, Ben Simons is on next hour as well. We'll talk about those solar fields that are out there.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Copper City Billiards this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Copper City Billiards on East Chestnut Street in Rome provides fun for the whole family. Open 7 days a week from noon till 11 p.m. Visit CopperCityBilliards.com for more information. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Copper City Billiards. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Scott Hayes here from New York Sash with my good friend Bill Keeler.
Hey, Scott, we love New York Sash windows so much that we're getting 4 more installed this month. How about we bring back the Win Keeler's Windows Contest?
Last year, we gave away 4 windows to a local homeowner. This year, we'll give away another 4, the same as we're installing for you, Bill.
Enter at NewYorkSash.com/Keeler or click on Keeler at WIBX950.com. No purchase necessary. We'll pick a winner at the end of June.
It's Win Keeler's Windows.
From New York Sash and WIBX.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word HEDGE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text HEDGE to 989898. That's HEDGE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It's an urgent public health crisis. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but the Surgeon General also says it is solvable. What is it? Gun violence. In an advisory out this morning, Dr. Vivek Murthy
endorsing policies like universal background checks, firearms storage laws, more funding for research, and regulating guns like other consumer products, which undergo testing and include safety features like warning labels.
That's Fox's Lillian Wu. Julian Assange will finally be free after the WikiLeaks founder spent years hiding out in Ecuador's embassy in London, then was jailed in England while fighting prosecution here in the U.S., a fight that is over with an Assange guilty plea coming soon in American territory.
He is heading to Saipan, the Northern Mariana Islands, which is a U.S. territory, expected to enter that guilty plea. According to court documents released late last night, Assange will plead guilty to a charge of conspiring to unlawfully obtain and disseminate classified information relating to the national defense of the United States, which is part of the Espionage Act. He was behind the WikiLeaks release of thousands of documents from U.S. Army soldier Chelsea Manning in 2010.
Fox's David Spun. Assange's punishment? Time already served behind bars in England. The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for 2 Russian officials over attacks targeting civilians in Ukraine the same day. The U.S. is expected to announce another $150 million in military aid to Ukraine to battle Russia. More concern about flooding. Blame for deaths in Iowa and South Dakota. A dam is in danger of collapsing near Mankato, Minnesota. Fox meteorologist Janice Dean reports.
States that you mentioned, South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, an all-time record river crests here.
There's a new champion on ice.
It's not a dream anymore. It's not a dream, it's reality.
Matthew Tkachuk, after his Florida Panthers won hockey's Stanley Cup for the first time ever, beating Edmonton 2-1 on ABC after the Oilers had rallied back from down 3-0 to force a Game 7 in the NHL Stanley Cup Final. America's listening to Fox News.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's a lot of things you can try. You know, tough it out, bite the bullet, grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people, Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time. It helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try Relief Factor instead. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
It is primary day in New York. There are several congressional races, including an effort to unseat Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman.
People ask me why I got a foul mouth. What am I supposed to do? You coming after me?
That was after a profanity-laced Bowman rally in the Bronx. Over the weekend, he's being challenged by George Latimer in a heavily Democratic district. There are also races in 3 other states.
Utah Republicans will decide if they want to replace outgoing Senator Mitt Romney with someone backed by former President Trump, like Trent Staggs, others who consider themselves aligned with Trump, or Congressman John Curtis, who's considered more moderate. The state's governor, Spencer Cox, is being primaried today without his party's endorsement. That's gone to Phil Lyman, a supporter of former President Trump. To the east in Colorado, Congresswoman Lauren Boebert's running in retired Congressman Ken Buck's safer 4th district, leaving her 3rd district behind. She's facing several challengers there. And in South Carolina, a runoff in the state's 3rd district goes down between the pastor backed by former President Trump, Mark Burns, and the nurse backed by Governor McMaster, Sherry Biggs. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
It could be a busy summer at airports. The TSA reports it screened a record amount of passengers this past Sunday, just shy of 3 million. The Justice Department is considering criminal charges against Boeing, which prosecutors have reportedly recommended, over deadly crashes overseas.
In a court filing, the families of those killed in the 2018 and 2019 Boeing 737 MAX jet crashes ask a federal judge to name a corporate monitor to look into the aerospace company's safety and compliance procedures, alleging Boeing presents an ongoing threat to public safety. The crashes in Ethiopia and Indonesia killed 346 people.
Well, that's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The Justice Department had revealed that Boeing has violated a 2021 settlement allowing it to avoid prosecution. Boeing denies that. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. It's warming up. We have sunny skies, 65 degrees, making our way into the mid-80s today. We'll have that full forecast in minutes. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. New Hartford police have released more details surrounding the severe accident that happened just before 10:30 a.m. Monday. A preliminary investigation determined a truck being driven by 52-year-old Todd Manilescu veered from the westbound lane of Seneca Turnpike, struck an embankment, and went airborne. The truck then came to rest by crashing into an SUV stopped on Middle Settlement Road, being driven by 85-year-old Victor Piperata and his passenger, 76-year-old Brenda Piperata. They both had to be extricated from their vehicle via the jaws of life. Manilescu was treated at the scene by Edwards Ambulance. Mr. Piperata was transported to Upstate Hospital via Mercy Flight, and Mrs. Piperata was transported to Wynn Hospital. The accident is still under investigation. Voters across the central New York region will be heading to the polls today to cast their ballots in primary races. One contest is in the 22nd Congressional District. That is where Democrats Sarah Clee Hood and State Senator John Mannion will battle to see who takes on Republican incumbent Congressman Brandon Williams in November. The 22nd District covers all of Onondaga and Madison counties and parts of Cayuga, Cortland, and Oneida counties. Polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 9 p.m. The New York State Board of Elections is issuing a warning about a text message scam. The agency has received reports of voters getting unsolicited text messages from an outside group that is providing incorrect polling site information. The board says the best source of information is posted on its official website located at elections.ny.gov. The agency also wants people to vote today and feel confident doing so. An investigation is now underway into what caused a large 3-alarm fire in Oswego County. When first responders got to the scene on East 2nd Street in Oswego yesterday, heavy smoke and flames were coming from a multi-unit home. Everyone who was inside at the time of the blaze made it out and no injuries were reported, but 2 families will need a new place to live because the building is likely a total loss. And the National Weather Service is still investigating the scene where a possible tornado touched down in West Winfield Saturday. Footage taken by area residents and shared with Town Square Media shows a descending funnel cloud. Residents Randy and Angela Schaefer, who live on Route 51 in the town, said they weren't home when the weather event happened, but came home to their neighbor's canoe bent over the power lines. Residents are still assessing the damage, and the National Weather Service should soon announce the results of their investigation. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by M. Wheelock Disposal Services.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. Today,
Generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds, high 82 degrees. Tonight, considerable clouding and occasional rain showers, later at night, low 67. And tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, high 78. That is the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, 65 under sunny skies. It's 8:09. Your sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The Oilers fell short in their comeback attempt from Sunrise. The Alberta team dropped Game 7 of the Cup Final 2-1 to the Panthers at Emirates Bank Stadium. Edmonton was just the third team in Cup Final history to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0. This is the first Stanley Cup championship for Florida. The New York Jets are moving on from a member of their secondary. Following his arrest in Alabama for possession of marijuana, the Jets released cornerback Tay Hayes on Monday. The 26-year-old was booked early Sunday morning and released less than 2 hours later on a $300 bond. Hayes signed with the Jets' practice squad last October. He broke into the NFL as an undrafted free agent in 2019 and has also spent time with the Miami Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Minnesota Vikings, New England Patriots, and Carolina Panthers. The next chapter in the Subway Series gets started tonight. The Mets begin a 2-game set against the Yankees at Citi Field in Queens. Left-hander David Peterson is slated to get the start for the Mets. He's 3-0 with a 3.97 ERA and 12 strikeouts over 22-plus innings. And right-hander Garrett Cole will make his second start of the season for the Yanks. The Mets enter the game 37-39, while the Bronx Bombers enter sitting atop the AL East at 52-28. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time, 8:10.
Thought you guys would want to know. Oh, Davey's not in there. This could be just awful for you because tonight the Yankees could lose. I mean, that would probably ruin the season.
They may.
They could ruin the season.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to know the line on tonight's game? I've been trying to look it up. Here it is. Do you want to know?
Sure.
You want to know who's favored?
The Mets.
No. The Yankees are favored by a run and a half.
Oh, okay.
The Mets are plus 127.
Okay, so you got to bet 100 to win 127.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to bet 100. I think that means you got to bet 127 to win 100. For if you bet on the Yankees. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
the
how
whole
it works.
betting world is
Davey, I got to tell you, this is very exciting. The Yankees are favored in tonight's game.
The Yankees are favored?
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
You know, I tried to figure out this baseball betting when I'm hanging out with Scott and getting some pointers.
Well, you could just bet the win, whether they win or lose. You could bet that.
Yeah, but there's different scenarios you can do, like
well, if a team is heavily favored,
parlay, yeah.
You're right. There's a lot of, I don't understand any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. It's tough.
Well, he's your guy. He'll walk you through it. But tonight, I got to tell you, Yankees are favored. Probably a big victory at Citi Field tonight. We'll see what happens.
Watch Garrett Cole have a good game, and then they get down to the ninth and
play Holmes.
Do you have to? Does Yes still cover the game? So
does SNY? I don't know.
Both SNY and Yes would cover the game?
So tonight's game is on Yes and SNY, and tomorrow is on Prime. Every Wednesday,
the Yankees are on Prime. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you real quick.
All right, I'm ready.
You sent the text over on Sunday about Brandon Burke.
Yeah, Brendan Burke. Yeah,
what network was he doing? I was watching the game on Yes.
He was doing the radio broadcast.
Oh, okay. I wasn't. Oh, so he was.
Does FAN have the Yankees now?
Yeah, WFAN.
Okay.
Yes.
So they've been trying to find somebody since John Sterling announced.
Yeah, they've had a few people, and honestly,
it's been Justin Shackle. It's been Brandon
For
Burke.
those who don't know, he used to be the Comets.
Yeah, he was the voice of the Comets, and honestly, call me biased, but I think he's done the best job of all of them. There was one guy they had that sounded like a wannabe John Sterling, and it was awful.
Oh,
but Brendan Burke is good.
Babari.
You guys good? Coming up. I think that's a really cool.
That's a
cool thing.
Because all we heard was Susie Waldman was, and now we're going to turn on the mic for Brendan Burke.
I'm going to move on. That's all.
So I was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick.
That's okay.
So I was listening to WFAN last night to listen to about the Mets, and then you know who was doing an hour of a show? Howie Rose. 50th,
he is still doing
50 years in broadcasting. They were celebrating.
Well, the phone's ringing and we got a break. So.
Thank you, Davey, for all of that.
You're welcome.
Interesting little tidbits. Nothing like a good tidbit. All right, hold tight. Coming up, we're going to talk about you want to become a. I believe this could be a corrections officer.
Yes.
Or a deputy sheriff, road patrol. There's a lot of
new contract.
There are a lot of openings.
Just taken care of.
A lot of openings out there, and the civil service exam is coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute. Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio coming up in a second, and Ben Simons, Oneida County Ag spokesperson. At least we have proclaimed him to be that.
That's what I'm calling him this morning.
Farmer Ben Simons will talk about what we're hearing. Many feel is the plight of the solar farm in farms in plural in upstate New York. It's become a big deal, and it's very profitable for a lot of these farmers who have land that they're not making that kind of money off. So is it the right thing to do? It's been very, very controversial. And then Mike and Skylar, I got about a minute here, Mike. Good morning.
Boy. Hey,
Good
Mike.
morning.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to share with you, Bill. My brother, he got tickets. We're going to be going to see the Mets for the first time September 7th. I'm going to go with my father and my brother.
Nice.
Never seen them before.
It really is a beautiful stadium to watch a game in.
Yep, and we're of course ready to watch tonight's game. But
tonight will be big.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
All right, well, go
Yankees.
Mets. We'll see how it goes.
I'll see Mets when I go in September, but tonight I'm going to root for Yankees.
I know where
the Reds.
I totally know where you are. So, all right, good stuff there, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Quick break here. Stand by. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
There's an issue cutting through the bipartisan bickering in Congress. It's AM radio. The overwhelming majority of legislators, Democrats and Republicans, support a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But time is running out. Text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. AM radio is too important to let this moment pass us by.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Brunch at Babes is the only way to spend your weekend. Bottomless mimosas, Bloody Mary flights, classic breakfasts, and some new instant classics. Boozy brunch at Babes Saturday and Sundays from 9 to 2. Breakfast quesadillas, loaded avocado toast. Babes is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with boozy brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit us at babesutica.com.
Making my way straight to Babes.
Uh-oh, car trouble? Don't panic. Call the mechanics at J&J Automotive. With over 15 years of experience, J&J Automotive provides excellent, friendly, and affordable vehicle service. For New York State inspections, oil changes, engine repairs, and more, you can be sure that your car or truck will get the care it deserves. Located at 2929 Oneida Street in Sequoia, call J&J today, 315-790-5955. That's 315-790-5955.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, Get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word hedge to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text hedge to 989898. That's hedge to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Hey, I want to tell you.
Data rates may apply.
I want to tell you about the many things happening in Herkimer County. I am a Herkimer County native. Grew up in Herkimer County. Convinced people who had never crossed that line to head east to Herkimer County. There's so much going on this summer, including the 51st annual Forge Festival of Arts and Crafts, July 4th. Old Forge is a great place for fireworks and everything else, but over 30 vendors, crafters, foodies and wineries, breweries, and artisans gathering in the heart of Old Forge on one of the biggest and best days of the summer, right there in the Adirondacks. It happens on July 4th. It's hot out. Great way to stay cool this summer at your local library. Herkimer County offers 13 local libraries that are air conditioning and have programs all summer long. Herkimer Diamonds today will be live around the world on the Home Shopping Network today at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. live from the Herkimer County or the Herkimer Diamond Mines. And yes, it's in Herkimer County. The Ilion Little Theater Club presents The Savage Dilemma, June 28th through the 30th. Check their Facebook page for times. And it means ice cream in the summertime. Ice cream in the summer. Please support these great ice cream shops in Herkimer County. Woody's Ice Cream Place, Fat Cats in Herkimer, Dave's Diner, which, by the way, I'm told tonight is the last car show at Dave's Diner. In that maybe Dave is retiring. Is that possible? The restaurant will remain open, I'm told. We've got to find out. The Night Spot, Twister's Eagle by Bay East Ice Cream, Papa Charlie's, Stewart Shops, Mr. Shake, Mrs. Shake, Bahama Mama, and the list goes on. It's all in Herkimer County.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Benny's Ice Cream, Green Acres in Dolgeville, the Cafe at Stone Mill, that little place on Main, the Pied Piper, all great ice cream places in Herkimer County. I'll turn your mic on now.
Thank you. Technically, you can include Dave's Diner in that list.
I already did.
Thank you. Sorry about that. And as Davey told us,
Davey,
if
what do you know?
reports are correct.
What do you know on this Dave's Diner thing, Davey? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, last car show of the year?
Can you come on for us?
The last Dave's Diner car.
Put your radio show in there on pause. Dave's Diner, what's going on?
Oh, it's the last car show there today, after 25 years.
Wow.
It's the last car show at Dave's Diner. So apparently Dave's Diner got sold.
Okay. Boy, whoever ends up, if that's the case,
They better keep those grilled muffins.
When I was on K-Rock, we were at Dave's Diner. The studio was at Dave's Diner. It was awesome to be able to take a commercial break, run into the restaurant, and get those grilled chocolate chip muffins at Dave's Diner.
So after tonight, no more car show at Dave's Diner.
Okay.
So the new owner is not going to continue the car show.
I don't know. This is from a mutual friend of mine.
So this might not even be true.
No, it's true.
Okay. All right.
It's true.
Okay. Sergeant Curtis Morgan is in right now from the United County Sheriff's Office. Good morning. Can you confirm or deny any of this?
Good morning. I cannot confirm or deny other than they have great ice cream.
They do have great ice cream.
And great muffins. If you don't try them,
I've never had the muffin, but I guess I know what I'm getting.
Okay,
Flat top grill.
Let me tell you how they do it. It's a chocolate chip muffin, which is delicious to begin with. They cut it in half, load it with butter, and grill it. Oh, my God.
I guess I'm going out to Dave's tonight.
It's the flat top grill.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the key.
Yeah. Okay, Sergeant, good morning.
Morning.
So we're going to stick to, there are plenty of openings out there, and coming up is, of course, the civil service exam. The civil service exam deadline is coming up.
Yes.
So what is this for, and how many jobs are open?
This is for the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Corrections Division. We've got 88 openings right here in Oriskany.
Wow.
Yeah, the test deadline's actually this Sunday.
Okay.
This Sunday by 4:30. Everyone needs to sign up at ocgov.net that's interested. I would really suggest, if you're interested, to sign up before Sunday. Let's think about it. If you have any issues, problems, nobody from tech or IT is going to be there Saturday or Sunday. So let's try to get signed up by midday Friday.
So you can take the test online, or
so that's a huge advantage, right?
Yeah.
So the test changed a couple of seasons back, where it's no longer going to a classroom, sitting down at MVCC, taking that Saturday morning off from work to go take the test.
Okay.
Now you get in this case, from July 1st to July 31st window to take it at your convenience at your home, basically whatever you have time.
Okay. All right.
Now, there's a different type of test. It's almost a service readiness test. I may be getting the phrasing of that wrong, but what's that? Explain that.
It's called a training and experience exam. Basically, instead of going off of worded questions asking you how to put sentences together, things like that, it tries to judge you as a person on your past experience to see how you may perform well at this job. Let's say you were in the JROTC, or maybe you're the military. We've had our military friends in here earlier. I heard them talking. We love when the military guys come to work for us. Or maybe you just worked in a security place, or maybe you managed a bunch of people. These are all traits that we're looking for in a corrections officer. A lot of people that maybe English is their second language are really doing great with this test, because it's no longer reading comprehension.
So it is a test, and because a lot of companies, big corporations, are doing this too, where there's an algorithm of some sort that will tell you about the person based on how they answer these questions.
Absolutely.
And do they fit? Are they a good fit for this job? This is the world we're moving into.
You got it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, we've got until June 30th to sign up. Really, the big things I want people to know is you have to be a high school graduate, which this year actually runs in line with graduation. Usually the test sign up for corrections is about 3 weeks before graduation. So this year we're able to get all the graduates in.
Okay.
For anyone that may not have a plan. High school diploma, New York State driver's license. You've got to live in Oneida County or one of our land bordering neighbors, which would be Herkimer, Lewis, Madison, Oswego, or Otsego, for at least 1 month before you take the job. So that's not really a big deal either.
Sure. Yeah.
So
you could be from Madison County, and
absolutely.
You could. Okay. All right. And again, this is a very important job. And a lot of people take these jobs and they end up retiring and can go off and do a security job afterwards. I mean, this is a career. This is not just a job.
Absolutely. This is a career. And you were talking to our friend from the military earlier on how young somebody could retire. You can start at our corrections facility at 18 years old, work 25 years and retire. And like you say, you can go out and you can, if your passion is lawn care or hunting, fishing, you name it, you can take that pension you now get, right? Because you're going to get a retirement, unlike so many jobs out there.
Yeah.
And you can do what's next, and you can find that passion that you have, and basically use everything that you learned here.
Okay. Again, where do they go?
ocgov.net.
Okay. ocgov.net. And then we'll get you back to talk about the next step of all of this.
Absolutely.
as
I'll
well.
leave this information here for you. If you got anything you need, please reach out to us.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sergeant Curtis Morgan, thank you. Oneida County Sheriff's Department. All right. Do you want me to
Quick break, then come back.
Quick break. All right. Ryan Schmelz coming up next. This is going to be big. They cancel your flight, you're screwed. That is potentially about to change. We'll talk about it coming up.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their joints are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier. And why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
Summer starts here at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. We're featuring some wonderful summertime wines and canned cocktails to cool you down this season. Check out 19 Crimes Martha's Chardonnay, regularly $12.99, now just $7.99 while supplies last. Faro 13 Link Brut Rosé was $13.99, and we're blowing it out for $4.99. Yes, just $4.99. We love Made in New York Talkhouse canned cocktail 4-packs. Compare at $12.99, now just $10.99. And try our hand-picked Fratelli Prosecco, regularly $12.99, now just $9.99. And everyone's favorite Matua Sauvignon Blanc was $12.99 and now is just $10.99. Plus, mix and match wine cases are 20% off now through July 7th, 2024. Let your summer start at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I've been reading the comments. There's a whole big thing going on right now. John is a QAnon guy.
Is he?
Who's all over YouTube. And I just said to John some of the stuff. He's saying the thing about QAnon. It's very interesting, and we'll talk more about this. But when you're thinking they're the ones that are being misled, they're looking at you, chuckling, saying, "No, you're the one, and you'll see." And I said, "Cheers! I'm drinking baby blood." On the line right now is Ryan Schmelz with not really. I mean, did I have to say that? Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Ryan, cheers. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I walked in on a doozy, didn't I?
Stay right away from that.
You know that baby's blood.
Right away.
Sure.
Hillary and the pizzeria.
Baltimore Orioles. It's a whole conspiracy.
Okay. Nonetheless, Ryan, good morning. I got to tell you something about these airlines. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. That's what I think. And I don't think we're going to end up getting a lot of free flights. They're just because I think there's an exemption in this. And you tell me if I'm wrong. If it's a weather emergency, it won't count. What do we know about this?
Right. So anytime there's going to be a flight that's delayed and it's the airline's fault, right? So we talk about, staffing delays, et cetera, they're going to be responsible for getting you a refund fully. And it has to go directly to your credit card. You are not supposed to have to ask for it. It's supposed
I love
to be
it.
just done.
That's good. That's
good.
Yeah,
and what constitutes this would be a flight that's delayed more than 3 hours domestically, 6 hours internationally.
So one of the other tricks is they will delay just carefully, and there are all sorts of tricks in the way they're going to get around this. But they're going to try to get around it.
As long as they keep it under 3 hours, it's not going to be the end of the world, right?
That's right. You're absolutely right. So you're going to see delays that are going to go like 2 hours and 50 minutes, and then here we go, because they're going to
Get
avoid
them on that plane.
Think about the money that they'll avoid by doing it that way, though, right? So ultimately, this could force them to be more efficient, which ultimately would be for us, Ryan, beneficial, I would think.
Well, that's the goal Secretary Buttigieg is pushing for. He wants the airwaves to be more convenient for flyers, and he also wants it to be more efficient for the airline companies and for the people who are using it. So if that's the end result, then it's going to be successful. But I think there is a concern it's going to have maybe some negative consequences. At least that's what the airlines have been saying.
Which is my point exactly, because with everything going on with Boeing and his CEO and the CEO and the controversy lately, are they going to be overlooking some safety things?
Well, that's a very good point.
Rushing a plane in the air, that's definitely a concern. The Airlines for America is worrying about a decline in competition, which would historically drive up the rate of prices, confusion for consumers, and a reduction in choice. That's what they were kind of cautioning when they first put out.
Interesting. All right. I will say that, we have family that travels back and forth from New York, and to get them home, we're always thinking, what's the best way? Train is a great option, right?
Train's awesome.
But I got to tell you, I love the train. I mean, business class on the train, you're on your laptop, you're doing where I love it. But do you know that, like from New York to Syracuse, it'll be a round trip on the train. We're probably talking about $350.
Wow.
That's amazing. But you know what it costs round trip on an airplane? $75.
from Syracuse to
on Delta.
City?
On Delta.
I'm never going to drive or take the train again.
It is interesting. So how low can these prices go and the airlines remain safe? How many, they're going to, I do fear what you're talking about here could happen is where we haven't finished fueling the plane. It's okay. Don't think about safety. They're thinking about all the money they're going to lose. So this could be a double-edged sword. Interesting. As always, Ryan, you are always interesting.
I try my best.
That's a good
Well,
thing.
my senior barbecue name in college, we were the most interesting men in the world, or at least, no, it was high school. But
Very nice.
The Dos Equis guy, most interesting men in the world. We all had our little quote that we had on the back of our shirts. So,
wasn't what was the guy? Who was the guy, the most interesting man in the world? Wasn't that?
Yeah, I was just referencing.
Yeah. That's
the Dos
awesome.
Equis guy.
So that was your thing. But you were the most interesting men. I like it.
Yeah,
good
a
stuff.
Group of men. Yes.
Good stuff, Ryan. Thank you. You have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy. If I don't talk to you, which we probably will, have a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about the debate probably. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we go from planes to train wrecks. Yes, perfect.
And automobiles.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
There you go.
Have a great day. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. I got a little back and forth going on with John here on YouTube.
Yeah, this is not even just you're reading it on the air. This is you're battling away on the keyboard.
I'm not fighting with him. I'm not going to argue over these things. We mentioned Hillary, and the story is that Hillary was a part of a baby stealing ring.
Yeah, I don't know what that
exactly
is.
what that was. And there's a pizzeria in New Jersey where this whole thing is headquartered.
Is that right?
John is telling me that Hillary has been gone.
Has been gone where?
I don't know,
missing?
but it just says, John, explain further what you mean by this. Hillary,
or like irrelevant.
Hillary been gone, bro.
Mm.
I don't know what that means. So maybe you can explain it a little further. Is she no longer an effective person in politics? Well, that's definitely true. And that is since probably Trump won in 2016. Shocking her world, no doubt about it. I got a break coming up. Ben Simons. And what do you think of all of these solar farms? And what is it doing for farming in our community? We'll talk about it coming up.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the city of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Master Vito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Master Vito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering. With over 100,000 restaurants to choose from, save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So, order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Hi, I'm Scott Hayes.
And I'm Jill Hayes. At New York Sash, we love Independence Day.
I couldn't agree more, honey. The parades, the fireworks, the backyard barbecues.
And the bathrooms.
Exactly, honey. Wait, the bathrooms?
You bet, Scott. There's nothing like getting that bathroom upgrade you've always wanted and getting 50% off the installation.
That's right. It's the Independence Sale at New York Sash. Time to free yourself from that tired old bathroom and get 50% off the installation.
Exactly, Scott. A deal everyone can celebrate.
And when we're done, your bathroom will look incredible, and our team can finish the upgrade in as little as 2 days.
Stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro and see all the options available. And if you have questions, we'll be happy to help.
So if you're ready for your dream bathroom, call us or stop by this week during the Independence Sale and get 50% off the installation of your new bathroom, only at New York Sash.
Need a great deal on a bed and low on cash? Come to Mattress Express, put no money down, take up to 60 months to pay for qualified buyers on anything in the store. Massage chairs, mattresses, etc. $1,500 or higher.
Looking for the perfect ride this summer for family road trips? Then stop on in to Steed Pawnee Chevy in Herkimer. With these unbeatable deals and the buying experience you deserve, you can drive the 2024 Malibu RS with remote start and driver safety package with finance rates as low as 1.9%. Or you can lease the new Chevy Blazer EV, all-wheel drive LT with a panoramic sunroof. Lease it for just $436 per month for 24 months with 10,000 miles per year. Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offers are available on select models only. Lease offers require a current eligible non-GM lease in the household. See salesperson for details. All taxes, fees, and the first payment are due on delivery. Visit Steed Pawnee Chevy on Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at SteedPawneeChevy.com. Hurry, these offers end June 30th, 2024. Together, let's drive with Steed Pawnee Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steed Pawnee Chevrolet.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
Summer starts here at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. We're featuring some wonderful summertime wines and canned cocktails to cool you down this season. Check out 19 Crimes Martha's Chardonnay, regularly $12.99, now just $7.99 while supplies last. Faro 13 Link Brut Rosé was $13.99, and we're blowing it out for $4.99. Yes, just $4.99. We love Made in New York Talkhouse canned cocktail 4-packs. Compare at $12.99, now just $10.99. And try our hand-picked Fratelli Prosecco, regularly $12.99, now just $9.99. And everyone's favorite Matua Sauvignon Blanc was $12.99 and now is just $10.99. Plus, mix and match wine cases are 20% off now through July 7th, 2024. Let your summer start at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, I have to tell you, the official coffee of this radio program is Daylight Donuts, Daylight Donuts, Daylight Donuts, New Hartford. Matcha green tea latte is so good. They have over 14 flavors of latte and different flavors from the Almond Joy is really something, too.
Yeah.
Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, New York-style bagels. And, of course, the donuts are incredible. How about those glazed donuts when they come off the rack? Just melt in your mouth.
The look of them, the smell of them, the taste of them.
The Cedellas, the Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. The drive-through is lightning fast. Now, I got this going on now. I'm talking to John on YouTube. And then Kick a Little Mustang Gaming is on here now. And so I said, what do you mean Hillary been gone, bro? And he said, Kick a Little said exactly what the CIA site says. Check the CIA website.
I didn't know they had a website like that.
They do. I've gone to the CIA website.
Okay.
And it's officially the Central Intelligence Agency. And it says there, we accomplished what others cannot.
Getting rid of Hillary.
You need to read into that. That's about Hillary. They've gotten rid of her. Yeah. It's right there on the website. We accomplished what others cannot.
Well, I think Trump got rid of her.
As they say, she gone.
She gone.
She gone. Just read the website. It's right there. I mean, I read it directly from the website. We accomplish what others cannot. All right. In studio right now, Ben Simons. Ben, you know.
Good morning, guys. How are you? No, I haven't been following Hillary, so
yeah,
I don't know where she is.
We don't know.
She's not on Star Hill.
No, that's true.
No, good point.
I've not seen her up there anytime ever, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. There's a lot of battling going on. There's a couple of interesting community battles. One is in Little Falls, and there are many community members apparently don't want this new apartment building that's going to be coming, and it could be low income. It's all a part of DRI funding. I'm assuming to get that money, there are certain requirements from the state,
strings probably,
and the state is really trying to push affordable housing. That's what it is called. So there are people that are against it, people that are for it. But if they pull out of that deal, I don't think they can go back to the state and say, all right,
we changed our mind.
We're going to use the money for something else. I don't think it works that way.
Ooh,
I think they lose that money. Very interesting. It's like $14 million. And the other big one is that people don't want these solar farms going up in fields, which are being sold to these, or leased oftentimes to these companies that are farmers, that are saying, hey, we have a chance to make some real money here on this land. We're going to do it. And usually it's like a 30-year lease or something like that. Yep. Tell me, what do you know? Is this bad? And should we be angry at farmers over this? Or are they just doing what anybody would do? I got to put the cash in my pocket.
It's a double-edged sword, Bill. It really is. What's happening is that the cost of doing business as a farmer is very expensive. And crops, corn, soybeans that I talk about, we grow on our farm, is a pretty lucrative business. It's not get rich fast, but you can make a living doing it.
Yeah.
But what's happening is your farmer community is getting older, okay? And so the opportunity now is there, being subsidized by the federal government, to put in solar panel because, our Biden administration is pushing for everything to be electric.
Yep.
And so it's fake money. I want everybody to know that it's fake money, because what's happening is the amount of money that's being generated by them solar panels is not self-sustaining. They have to subsidize it. So it is being subsidized. So those rental payments for anywhere from $1,000 an acre to some places $3,000 and $4,000 an acre, it's not totally being generated by the solar. So that being said, I'm going to give you my personal part of it, and then I'm going to give you the New York State Farm Bureau part of it.
Okay.
Is that me as a farmer and the farm community do not like to see these solar panels coming onto our viable farmland.
Yeah.
Because what you're going to do is you're taking land that is growing your food, whether it's hay, corn, soybeans, any crop, pasture land.
It's clearly land that is
food sustaining.
But it's land that is getting a good deal of amount of sunshine.
Correct.
And that's important for growing
crops.
It's important for these solar. That's why they're taking up this land.
Yep, and that's why they're taking it, because most of your farmland is open, viable farmland, which is open to the sun, which makes energy for your solar panels, but it also makes energy to grow your crops and your cattle. You follow me? So me, Ben Simons, the farmer, I don't like to see it because it's taking away viable farmland. It's making it so that when we want to expand our farms, there's less and less land available. But on the other hand of this thing, I firmly believe in farmer-owned land, your personal rights. That is your land. You worked hard. You made the mortgage payment. You survived on it. You paid your taxes.
Yeah.
That
You've
is
been
your
through
land.
some very tough years.
And we've had some really tough years. So it is advantageous to sign a lease and go into the solar panel business. But on the other hand is, and let's get right down into this, guys. The reality is, at some point in time, you're going to have to choose whether you have electricity in your house or you have food on your table.
Right.
You can't keep taking away viable farmland that God isn't making anymore. That's a farmer saying. God gave up making viable farmland a few years ago. There is no more. So if you keep gobbling it up into solar panels, that means there's going to be less tillable land to grow your crops to feed us people, and population is growing. But on the other hand, you can't deny the farmer that's retired that nice income that he can make for the rest of his life and maybe even to his next generation of children to inherit.
Yeah.
Because most of these leases are 20, 24, 25 to 30-year leases. And they're guaranteed, supposedly. The thing that's concerning to all of us is that the developer that approaches the farmer today is the developer. He comes in, he goes through all the rigmarole, all the permitting issues, whether it's at the town or if it's a big megawatt farm, then they don't have to consult with the town. They can go right to the state. The state supersedes town. And then once they get it built and it's actually plugged into the system and the meter starts running, they sell it. And then they resell it. And it gets getting resold.
To other solar companies.
Other conglomerates.
Are farmers, do you feel, being pressured? Or do you think they're being...
here's the problem, is they are being pressured.
Do you think they're being
they
like
are
bait and
in
switch?
a way, but not by eminent domain pressure.
They're being pressured by the holy dollar.
You got it.
And it's very difficult. And, listen, Republican, many farmers are Republicans. The Republican way is less government. And that's my property. You don't tell me what I can do on my property. And what we have here today is a lot of these communities, residents are getting together. We don't want that. We don't want you to do that on your personal property.
Exactly.
And there's where I have a problem.
And I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I wish, I would like the listeners out there all around the Mohawk Valley to understand that if you're not happy, or let me back up. If you're happy with the rural community you're living in, you got to remember, at the end of the day, the reason you live in the Mohawk Valley and the rural community you live in is because the farmer that's on that land kept that land mowed, hayed, farmed.
Right.
So if you're worried, if your community, your planning boards and your town boards are starting to get a little nervous about the solar array farms coming in, my advice is, and I've said this many times publicly, your town fathers... Go to that farmer, go to that large landholder and say, listen, we love the characteristic of our community because of you, the farmer. And we would like to work with you to see what we can do to make sure that we keep our rural characteristic. Because zoning is not the way to do it. That's a communistic way of doing things.
Well, and I got to tell you, the
part of the landowner.
Part of the problem is a lot of these smaller farms, and you know this because
they're all through Steuben.
They're all over the place.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. And they've been, over the last 20, 30, 40 years, are being pushed out.
Correct.
And they're left, they still have land. So over the years, they
still have taxes.
They've probably been leasing that out to another farmer but it's not bringing in the kind of money they could make off this deal.
That's a good point, Bill. So the bottom line is, I'm going to give you the numbers.
I can't believe I'm actually on the side of the farmer doing the lease deal, but it's his or her property.
Correct.
Who are we to say no?
Who's the neighbor to tell you what you can do with your property?
And by the way, which family came first? We all know.
You got it.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, let me give you some hard numbers. The rule of thumb around the area, Oneida County, is rentals to rent land that you own land to rent to another farmer to grow crops on, whether it's hay, corn, soybeans, or wheat, or anything else. It's anywhere from $50 an acre to $100. There's a little extreme in there somewhere, and there's a little less, but that's kind of a gist of it. Poorer land is less, higher quality is land more. These solar array people are coming in and offering farmers $1,000 an acre, $1,500 an acre. And if you live next to a 3-phase power line and a power line substation, they can get up to $2,500, $3,000, depending on what the infrastructure is.
Acre a month?
Acre per year.
Oh, per year.
Per
okay.
year. So
Still, it's good money.
So
Yeah.
us farmers can only pay anywhere from, I'm just using round numbers, $50 to $100 an acre, depending on the quality of the land. And in turn, the solar people are coming in and offering that same farmer to put solar panels on it for the next 20 years, anywhere from $1,000 an acre to upwards. I've seen numbers of $3,500 to $4,000 in high populated, high demand areas. But rule of thumb, $1,000 an acre per year for 24 years, 20 to 24 years to rent that land. So you as a landowner, are you going to live with $100 an acre from your local farmer?
Right.
Or are you going to take the $1,000? It's a no-brainer. But
That's
at the
the problem.
same time,
Yeah.
at the same time, it's not right for the municipalities or the community to get together and come and say, we don't want these solar panels in our community. Wait a minute. The farmer paid the taxes, paid the bills, and you were happy when the farmer was broke.
Right.
So now I'm saying to your listeners that it's time that if you don't want these solar arrays in your community, challenging your communities, go talk to the farmer, invite him to a board meeting, go into executive session, say, what can we do for you? Can we alleviate some taxes? Can we provide you with something? There's all sorts of monetary. We offer businesses to come to Oneida County, and we give them tax incentives to bring your business here.
Yeah.
It's time the communities, if you like the community you live in, you need to talk to your farmer.
I mean, if I'm a farmer with all this land and this offer has been given to me, and then the town board says, we don't want you to do this, the community signs up everywhere. I would be saying to them, all right, well, I need you to replace that money. As long as you can replace that money, I won't do it.
Correct.
Yeah, and stop complaining about my manure.
But
right, exactly.
Yeah. And here's the other part of this. The real complaint is the amount of money you're being paid for what it is that you grow, whether it be crops or milk. That is the real ripoff for farmers. And we
live right now on the price of milk is what it was in 2014, and we're living with 2024 prices, expenses, But I just want you to know, Bill and Andrew, that a lot of times you can go to a farmer and say, listen, we want you to keep your land in agriculture. We want to keep the area the atmosphere that we have. You don't need to compete with that solar panel, $1,000 an acre. Because that farmer is going to endure some expenses also, because he's going to lose his agricultural exemption on his taxes.
Okay.
And then he's going to have to pay taxes on this big chunk of money he gets. You follow me?
Right. Yeah. Right.
So $1,000 isn't $1,000 per acre. You follow me?
Yeah.
So I want your communities to know. I'm on the planning board in the town of Steuben. We have some people in our town that have been approached. You follow me? And right now, everybody loves the characteristic of the town of Steuben, so they're willing to sacrifice. But at the same time, you have other municipalities.
Yeah.
The farmers don't feel that way. You need to talk to your
A lot
community.
of this has to do with who do you have on your board, because
That's right.
You're seeing a lot of people running for these positions because they want things to be changed. They have an agenda. I want to switch gears just quickly.
Sure.
And the heat that we had.
Yes.
And then, spurts of rain here and rain there. And so I have never seen stuff grow as fast as it grew last week.
So I was
It's
in
incredible.
a week or so ago, a few weeks ago with you, and telling you how we had a cold, wet spring and things are a little bit delayed. I can tell you that the crops with last week's 100-degree weather and that humidity is the most ideal, perfect growing season for corn. You could almost lay in a chair in a cornfield and listen to corn grow.
Yeah.
And the crops have just bloomed from it. It was hard on you and me, but ultimately the crops out there sucked it right, and they caught up with the calendar. Little behind, little tiny bit, but overall we have caught up. For me on my farm, in the past 5 days of that 100-degree weather, we did 3 weeks worth of haying, baled hay, in 5 days. I mean, we all killed ourselves. That's why we're kind of dragging a little bit. And it looks like next week the weather's going to come back around.
It'll be back again, yep.
So I can tell you that heat wave we had actually was beneficial for the crops. We've caught up with the calendar, so-called.
You are almost better off, though, not mowing your lawn.
Correct.
Because I'm seeing a lot of burned grass right now. And so you mow it, and then you have that sun beating down on it. That's not so. It's the grass that was allowed to continue to grow a little bit. Well, that did really well.
Most of our grasses that you have on your lawn and on my lawn in my hayfields is what they call cool season grasses. And that's why they really grow well in April, May, and June. July and August, you only have to mow your lawn once a week or once every 10 days. We have cool season grasses.
Right.
If you'll notice, those days when it was 100 degrees, go out and look at your lawn and your grass and your plants. They had a different tinge of green to them.
Yeah, they did.
Because they went dormant. It was so hot. The sun was so
not
intense.
that beautiful
lush green.
Yeah. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Come back.
No, thank you guys.
Ben
Look forward
Simons.
to talking to you.
We appreciate it greatly. We have news coming up next, and then Kilmeade.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedsantique.com.
Let's face it, life can just get messy. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will take care of it for you. If you need help with clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts will handle it. We understand sometimes it's more than just a cleanout, it's an accumulation of someone's life. We go the extra mile to do the job with integrity, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their joints are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats.